nice purple today. A pink, a fuchsia.
Hello and welcome to the Borgata Spring Poker Open $900 Mirror Mystery Bounty presented by BetMGM. We are on the final table, guys. Final 6 players are in the building, stacked up and ready to play. The way the Mirror Mystery Bounty works is once the bounty portion gets into play, they split the prize pool in half, and the bounties mirror the payouts. So top bounty equals the top mirror, or excuse me, the top payout in the tournament. The min cash is also the min bounty. We are going to jump right in. Joseph,
that's
Tatarsky, I believe it is. Tatarsky?
I don't know. We'll call him Joseph forever now.
He's going to be Joe. New Jersey local. Bruce Komar from White Plains, New York. He's got about 12,000 on his Hendemab. Going to look to double that here with a score about 4th place or higher. Catherine Dever, she is a local grinder down in the Borgata cash room on a regular basis, but nothing to shake a finger at. Over 500,000 in tournament earnings. Dan Kelly, straight out of New Jersey, also a local, 34,000 in lifetime earnings. He's going to also look to double that if he can get up into those top 2 places and finish. Matt Isles, a New Jersey local, all-around nice guy, coming up on $750,000 in lifetime earnings. Let's see him get there.
Very good online player too.
Very good online player. Yes.
And you might know this guy.
I think we've seen this one once or twice. The one and only Bin Wang is in the building, and he is no stranger to a chip lead at a final table. And sure enough, he has got that today. He has had quite the year, and he's looking to keep that going. So,
yeah, he started it all off last year at the Borgata Open in January.
That was his first
big score.
He won
$1 million or so. Came in the booth, talked about how he can't wait to go home to his dog. Won my heart.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then he just has been nonstop since then.
And when somebody, when you're a player and somebody runs as good as Ben does, it's easy to not like him. But my gosh, is he a nice guy?
Big teddy bear.
And like you see him play at the table, he's always interacting with people, always being a good ambassador for the game. Nothing but good things to say about Ben, and obviously.
And take a look at these payouts. Everybody's guaranteed about 10K. They've also pulled quite a few bounties, so they're all sitting on more money than that. Top prize $58,000. Not a bad day in the office for 900 bucks.
Not at all. The bounties are not going to come into play too much here. I believe that there is one 7K bounty left on the board. That's about the biggest
ones have been scooped out. Yesterday we heard the guy scooped the 40K.
Yep. Andrew Porter out of PA was the one that scooped the 40K. And yeah, it's been fun, man. Watching people pull those big ones has been great so far. So, but let's see some final table action. That's really what we're here for.
This first-hand walk's going to be amazing.
Dare to dream about getting a walk when Bin Wang is your small blind.
Yep. And sure enough, Bin wakes up with a suited wheel ace that I think he's going to go upstairs with.
Yeah, all he really needed to look at was the 3, though.
Right. We can make hands with this.
He says all in for a little under 30 big blinds.
So that is the very first hand of the tournament, and I think we are going to see a little bit more of that for sure.
Yeah, come on, Ben. I wanted that first hand walk.
I have very, very good hand, I swear to God.
Yeah,
I cannot lie down the screen because you're going to see my hand.
That's true.
I'm Jamie Kerstetter, joined by Jeremy Geist. I think we forgot to say that.
I apologize.
Sorry. But if we did a bad job today, we could just say we're someone else.
That's fair,
I'm
actually.
Joseph Stapleton.
Yes.
Joined by Nick Schulman. They're having an off day.
Yes. Jamie and Jeremy are taking a seat off from this one.
Kathy Dever under the gun. She is a long-time grinder at Borgata. I think I've been playing with her for like 15 years. Yeah. Usually playing cash, but obviously everyone turns up when there are these big tournaments.
And Kathy was actually on our 2-5 live stream just a few days ago. I'm pretty sure she did decent on that stream. I think she made a few bucks. So, nice. Yeah, no complaints making it to this final table.
Raise 240.
And Matty Isles, a very good online player. So he had about 730K in live earnings, but I would be very surprised if he didn't have multiples of that from just online poker.
Oh, yeah? Not as easy to look up the online stats.
They used to track, I think up until like 5 years ago, they were tracking almost everything, and now I look and it's really just like WSOP bracelets and rings, I think, and not a whole lot else.
160, right?
It probably just got to be too much. Like, there's so many people playing all over the place. I don't know how Hendon tracks
it would be so hard to track online winnings.
94 big blinds for Ben Wang.
goodness.
Oh, he's just going to massacre this. This isn't fair.
Yeah, I know, it really isn't. And as we look at the rest of the chip counts, everybody's fairly even. There's not really a disparity between Bruce Komar and Dan Kelly, who are sitting in second and sixth, you know, so.
If he can maintain this for a couple of blind jumps, I mean, he could literally just be open ripping and just like, okay, who wants to get sixth?
Right. I'm willing to flip for this, yeah. Yeah, pending that we don't see some coolers, I think Ben's going to have his way with this one for a little while here. But obviously,
it really depends on the personalities too. I've definitely seen people just be like, no, like I'm trying to win the trophy and I don't care about ICM. Not sure if we have any of those people at this table. We're going to see.
I love those people, by the way. They're my favorite to watch. So.
I can't remember who said up there, like, I'm too rich for ICM. And I'm like, oh, that's such a good attitude to have.
I do recall Nacho Barbero saying that before during the 50K PBC and then bubbling it. So that was a fun one to watch.
He walked the walk.
I was gonna say Nacho's had plenty of success, so he can do that occasionally. And if we missed it there, Ben went ahead and opened up the 9-8 offsuit from the cutoff and went ahead and got fold. So again, we are going to see that aggression coming through quite often.
What do you think the worst hand that Ben's either going to open or 3-bet with is? Let's play that game.
Yeah, so worst to open easily could be 7 high or less.
Yes.
And worst 3-bet hand, I would say at minimum.
I'm excited.
Or at maximum, maybe a queen 10 offsuit type of deal, sort of some offsuit
You're giving his 3-bets a lot of credit.
You're right, actually.
I feel like it's like a Snickers wrapper and a napkin.
Yep.
I love watching him play.
Do you start with Fields or Wilson? I know who they
So if you guys are just tuning in, you can still get into the Spring Championship if you're close enough to drive to Borgata. $2,700 buy-in. Possible overlay. I haven't heard too much of an update today about how we're doing, but there might be a little bit of free money in there if you can drive down here.
They're gonna run them all off, so
Jamie is not
they're
kidding.
gonna ask
There
as much as they've
is plenty of
asked
people in the
Russell
room right
Wilson in the
now,
past.
but they are, sweating the overlay a little bit, and that may happen. So guys, don't miss out on some really, really good value playing. It's a 2,700 championship event with $2 million guaranteed. So make sure you make it down to the Borgata to play that, guys.
I'm wondering if the graphics are wrong, or 4-3 off happens to be her favorite hand or something. But she's turned the 4-3 off into a 3-bet from the small blind.
Yeah, it would be a pretty aggressive 3-bet, but I like it.
I'm sorry, this is a limp raise, right? I'm so sorry about that, guys. We're talking about the Spring Open, and it looks like she just opened
That's
it.
That's 160. I believe she just opened from the small blind. Yeah. Yep.
I think so.
And now
That's normally.
looks like Danny's going to put in the 3-bet.
That's like a standard.
Yeah. Okay, so he goes for the non-all-in 3-bet.
No worries.
But so for the 4-3 offsuit, she went for almost like a min raise, so I think that's not going to get it done enough. Like, if you want to play the hand, it's probably just a muck. But if you want to play it, I would probably go for like a 3.5x and actually like try to get done. However, if she did that, she would have lost way more chips because he's not folding his 10.
And with these stack depths, blind versus blind scenarios are pretty much always going to be opening around that 3x mark or more, correct? Yeah, you're not very often going to be doing
you're not doing a lot of min raising. You see it once in a while. I just think it's tough because it kind of eliminates one of the best parts about raising is that sometimes you just win the pot.
Exactly. And you want to, with the big blind ante in play, you obviously want to be aggressive about that dead money when you only have one person left to get through. So.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about it too much yesterday, but big blind ante, when you start getting shorthanded at the table, I mean, there's so much dead money. It's not like when you individually put in an ante and it remains the same percentage the whole time. I mean, you have a ton of dead money, even when you're playing heads up.
Some operators will even cut the big blind, or excuse me, the ante in half when you get down four-handed, just because it means so much. And Ben under the gun, going to go upstairs with the king 10 and get it done. Going to take that pot down.
What do you have? I'm going to see it.
And although we see Ben at just about every stop you could think of across the United States. He is actually a Philadelphia local, so he is right up the road from the Borgata. And like you mentioned earlier, his sort of breakout score for $1 million was at the Borgata return about a year and a half ago or something like that.
Yep.
He ripped off $1 million heads up.
People didn't know him then, and he was getting away with murder. Like I was commentating that with Jeff Platt, and we were just like, wow, like this guy really like isn't afraid. And then it turned out to be his like trademark play. Like he loves any two cards. Like he definitely plays the spot more than he plays his cards. Like, oh, I think I can get away with a 3-bet here. I think this guy's like trying to pay jump. His intuition for people is just really good.
Yeah, and intuition for people, but also runs quite well.
Oh, sure, you have to.
You know, waking up with kings in the big blind here, but Matt Isles not going to have a ton.
I like his fold. So he's in a spot right now where he's in the worst spot at the table, having the most aggressive player who happens to have a massive chip lead to his direct left. So good decision to just not even waste half a blind.
Yeah. And you saw Ben actually show the kings there. I assure you, you're going to see that more often. He is fun to play with at the table. He will ask people if they want to see the hand that they just folded to and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a bluff. Sometimes he's nice enough to show something good.
Bottom of my range.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
But yeah, although he may have been a relative unknown, I can tell you with certainty people in the greater Philadelphia area knew Ben pretty well prior to that. He is pretty well known for putting in those aggressive plays on a regular basis. So I had played at least a few hands with him in a few of the events over in Philadelphia before he actually kind of blew up a little bit. So not surprised to see him have a ton of success. He is a crusher nonetheless. And look at this. 2 hands in a row. Both red kings exactly each time.
How's he going to play this? Because everybody like is kind of incentivized. Did you say all in?
He did, yeah.
Very odd.
Well, it's interesting, too, because I guess maybe his thought process is, you know, these guys think I'm getting away with a lot. Maybe when I have my strong hands, I need to be trying to put money in as much as possible, too. But, yeah.
They, like, give him a little bit of rope if he wants to hang himself. I think that you know, going to cost him a few chips sometimes. But maybe he has a prop bet where he's like, I'm literally only going all in this whole final table, and he like wins money if he does it. That would be really fun.
That would be fun.
It's like my raise size is one thing, all of it. Or as Ryan Hunter would say, everything.
Everything. I actually said that. I played the charity series after. No luck, but I played the charity series after, and I actually said everything as one of my all-ins. I couldn't help it.
It's so dramatic.
It really is.
Like it.
Yeah, I immediately became a fan of announcing my all-ins like that after I saw Ryan do it last night. Matt going to wake up with a decent one in the cutoff here.
He's going to test now if Ben Wang will fold anything.
Right.
And he does.
Yep.
Got through the first big hurdle.
Nobody with a ton to really be able to call with, but we may see a defend from Bruce. He's going to let it go. Probably the best thing to do here. And Matt's going to pick up a small one.
What do you think Brian Wood would have done with those jack 3?
You know he's defending. You know it.
That guy sees 3.
We can see that with proof from yesterday.
Yeah, if you guys missed yesterday's stream, it was the hybrid 1K event. Started online, final table played live. Brian Wood, back-to-back champion of the same event.
And I won't spoil anything for anyone, but if you have the opportunity, it was definitely a pretty sweet 3-handed down to the final. There were some pretty big flips that went some interesting ways. So definitely check that out on Borgata's YouTube channel. That will be up there. You can watch the entire stream with Jamie and I on the call. So please stop by.
You're right. Think about it.
So I talked to Joe before the stream. You may see him wearing some Borgata swag here. He said he did not plan to make this third day, so he had to hit the old gift shop and get some more clothes. So he's looking good in the Borgata polo and the Borgata jacket.
So many of those.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
so many times, like especially when I used to be a lawyer, I would come and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna play this one event, or I'm gonna play cash for a little while, and then the games would be like incredible. I'm like, okay, I'll stay one more night. I'd go to the gift shop, buy like, they used to also sell like underwear. They sold everything. It'd be like Borgata branded stuff, and you could literally go shopping down there, and then I'd be like, okay, I have Borgata everything on.
Hey, listen, if you want to stay here for days on end, we are going to support that.
Probably right.
This is great. I never learned
so
either.
funny.
I wasn't like, oh, I should pack a bag just in case. I'm like, no, I'm going to be responsible. I'm coming home tonight. Lies.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is a 6 spot, though. Like, you aren't happy to look at ace-jack. Even if you think that Bin is doing this quite a bit, and that eventually you'll have to take a stand, you're hoping other players will do it first.
And we've talked about it multiple times, but folding makes you money in these situations
Sure.
a lot of the time with how even all of the other stack sizes are. And there you see it, ace-jack just hitting the bin. And this is why these spots are so advantageous for Bin. He's getting better hands to fold, and we may see
Yep.
but Kathy's going to go for it.
And I think she is our shortest stack, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. There's a little bit less ICM pressure on her.
Wow, I didn't think he was
She's
shoving
in
that wide.
good
Four
shape,
people.
especially seeing that the 1-jack has been folded.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard it, but Joe in the background just said out loud, wow, I didn't know he was shoving that wide, you know? But
Have you met Ben?
yeah, I was going to say they are going to get some fun surprises throughout this table, I assure you
Good
that.
luck.
Kathy's only 59%.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Diamonds, though. Got some backdoor straight draws and flush draw.
But Ben, true to form, just going ahead and flopping 2 pair.
Oh, okay. Ace out.
All right.
I'm drawn dead.
Nope. Not quite, miss.
You get an ace.
Ace of fours.
Ace is good.
Ace of fours.
But
Good run, Kathy.
Kathy, excellent run. Unfortunately,
Thanks.
you ran into somebody who is really good at winning those.
Kathy game.
Thanks.
Ben runs very well in those situations, but an excellent run for Kathy nonetheless. Congratulations, friend.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, man, and Ben's reign of terror is only going to get worse now.
It really is.
Fold with ace jack. Got safe bank, basically.
I know that face well when you bust a tournament that you were zoned in on.
I know. Kathy's
Got
still
time
going
to get into the spring championship.
She does, and she's still going to get a really decent payday at $9,788.
And she pulled a couple good ones, I think.
I agree. I'm pretty sure she pulled at least a few well over mins. Yeah, so decent payday for Kathy.
Raise 325.
Thanks, buddy. I'll make you proud.
You just caught Kathy on her sad walk of shame after getting her payout.
But she was smiles, seemed to be in good spirits against the fact she knows she got it in good. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So
We also suggested that we just talk badly about Ben the rest of the stream, so I have to. It's, you know, I'm on Team Girl, and
yes,
Ben, that mother.
I'm willing to be on Team Kathy also. Ben, what a terrible jam
what
that
a
was.
bad guy.
So here we saw Ben open under the gun with the King-9 offsuit. Fairly standard, I would say, given his chip distribution, and Matt went ahead and defended his big blind. Now Ben's going to get a King-high board, unfortunately. I don't know that C-bet's going to be able to get called. Matt does not have much other than like double backdoor draws, really, but we'll see. And that's going to hit the bin. Nice hand, sir.
Have a good one.
There you go. Bin showing the king.
It's a very good one.
Look at that tower.
Oh my goodness.
I would shake that table. I don't think I could help myself. You know those like intrusive thoughts where you're like, what if I just kick this table a little bit?
We can make this. We can make those go onto his lap immediately. He won't find them.
For Kathy.
Yeah, for Kathy. It's funny, been a proud member of the chip leader coaching team. All of those guys stack the chips in that exact same way in the tall kind of towering stacks.
Yeah,
but
they just like don't believe in gravity or something.
Right. Eventually, we have to see one fall flat on a stream at some point in time, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Well, Bin makes every final table, so that increases the odds too of it happening.
Right. So Matt with a dominated 8 here.
Well,
Kind of testing Bin, like how is this going to go, our blind versus blind battles?
It's good to get those tests out of the way early.
Could just make it 4 big blinds and win quite often, but it's going to play a flop.
Matt's going to flop the best of it on the jack high
stay here
board
last
here.
I did. Yeah, me too. You live in Jersey?
No, I live in New York,
Oh, okay.
so I definitely stay.
Yeah, that'd be a hike.
Not going to put out a 1 big blind bet here. See if he can get a little value from Ben. But does Ben have some other ideas?
He always does. Not a ton of turn cards that he could do much on, 9 or a 10.
And here we go.
But he says he'll just make it more right now.
Yep.
Man, what an uncomfortable spot to be in with just an okay jack.
raise. 460.
Just Matt in such a good position right now to make some pay jumps. There's a couple shorter stacks than him.
And this is what Ben does. He knows the spots to put the pressure on people.
Don't think you can fold top pair quite yet.
No. And it's so easy when the cards are face up, but make no mistake, Matt is a very, very experienced player, and nonetheless, this is an extremely difficult spot to be in, even with top pair, blind versus blind. As Jamie mentioned, just so many of those pay jumps can be hit by folding out of these spots. But he's going to come along.
So,
This next street is just super important for Ben because this is when you put max pressure on. Matt starts to wonder, am I going to be playing for my whole entire stack here?
Fairly blank king of clubs on the turn.
I would be wondering if I were Matt, though, like a king or an ace hitting, you're like, okay, Ben just sticks it all in pre-flop with that. So is a king really a good card?
The turn goes check, check. Blank deuce of hearts on the river.
Against a normal player, I'd probably suggest block betting, but against Ben, I wouldn't. Yeah, he really seizes those opportunities to just jam on those. Well, Ben gives up.
Yeah.
Huge pickup for Matt.
Yep. Nice answer. Yesterday we were doing the hybrid final table, and it's funny, the online guys seem to be a lot more chit-chatty than the live guys.
That is weird.
That's a funny one. They were cutting it up out there.
Yeah, you assume online players would be kind of quiet. However, they all play with each other so much that they probably like knew each other and have some history.
So here we got a spot. Bruce is going to come in for the raise to 350 with the red 10s. And it's going to make it to Matt on the button with the premium ace-king offsuit. Do we just go ahead and stick it in?
Super deep. It's less than 20 big blinds deep.
Right.
I think sticking it makes a lot of sense. Put max pressure on Bruce.
And to start the final table, Bruce was the covering stack, but with that last pot, Matt, who moves all in, is now the covering stack over Bruce. Finn goes ahead and folds, same with Joe. And this is a tough one, but I think 10s is probably just a little too good.
Yeah, and 20 big blinds. I can't see folding. ICM makes you do really crazy things, though. This might actually be a fold. Can't really imagine that Matt's doing it with worse pairs.
You
maybe
bring
nines?
up a very good point. Yeah, you bring up a good point. You're just hoping that you're flipping in reality, right?
Yeah. Still got a lot of life in your stack if you do make this fold. Yeah.
It does.
I think it's a good fold.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to run that hand, but it's probably very close.
For chips, it's a call, but yeah, with ICM, I think you're absolutely correct, actually. Yeah, Bruce, you were flipping, buddy. No worries. Those chips are worth more in your hands, right? Guys, if you were interested in playing the championship event that we mentioned earlier, also know that you can register online through betmgm.com, make it down to the Borgata and be already paid, registered, all of that, and get into the mix. $2 million guaranteed on the $2,700 championship event that is happening right now. You can also buy in on day 2 if you want to.
Oh, cool. Does that mean that late reg is open all night tonight?
That is correct.
That would have been pretty good.
Yep. So late reg is open all night, and if you would like to buy in before the start of day 2, you can buy in. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think you start the day with about 25 big blinds. It's actually still solid, yeah.
I know a lot of people do that in the summer events. They come for very last minute. The nerds have told me they crunch the numbers. It's plus EV actually some of the time.
Is that right?
You're close enough to the money, or like you don't really. Yeah, it's actually a good idea to late reg some of the events.
Yeah, I would love to have the high variance bankroll to be able to essentially just max late reg stuff, because the amount of times that I get to the end of late reg and only have, you know, basically starting stack left, I'm like, man, I could have just came.
It's like, I usually don't reg that late, especially for like bigger buying events. However, the times that you show up on time, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with your coffee in hand, and you lose half your stack, and then some guy rolls in at dinner break with a bigger stack, I'm like, man.
Yep. It happened. I see it happen so often, too. Those guys that are there right at the beginning, and then, you know. But I apologize. We were talking over. But Ben just going ahead and putting it in there.
We could just record ourselves saying, bin jammed and gets through, and just press the button for 100 times today.
I know.
Work harder, smarter, not harder.
I'm with you 100%.
Look at that. Look at the chip count for this Mirror Mystery Bounty. Bin weighing 93 big blinds. Closest competitor, Matt Isles, at 27. Bunch of short stacks after that.
2 13 blind stacks in there, too.
Yeah. It's going to be tough for those middle stacks to really play a hand until the 13 big blind stacks either bust or double.
All in.
Raising all in.
Bruce on the button, just jamming that ace deuce offsuit.
Fold.
Blinds don't wake up, picks up those chips.
Nice jam, Bruce.
Somebody took my water. I think it's over there. Tray.
Yeah, they moved it.
Yeah.
I saw somebody come in and move it. I think it was in the way of the camera or something. I don't know. I heard someone say something. Come on, you know, show business.
So it's all right to dehydrate, all right? It's fine if I dehydrate over here?
Yeah, it's my plan. It's my plan for you.
Fold. Fold.
I think it's over there.
Yeah.
Fold.
Matt Isles in the small blind, playable ace-7 offsuit, but with Bin Wang in the big blind, see how he plays it. Matt solidly in second place right now. Gonna limp in.
Fold.
8-5 suited for Bin.
Plenty of hand for him.
Matt's the player at the table that he can put the most pressure on right
Yep.
now. With
Right.
those short stacks hanging around, and Matt in a good position to make some pay jumps if he doesn't get too out of line. Looking at those short stacks right now.
All in.
Raising all in.
Wow.
Nice jam, Matt.
Takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
All right, Matt's too rich for ICM.
I like it.
Pretty hefty limp jam,
It
too.
really was, but I really like the play. Nice find.
Ben's like, man, I've had kings half this final table. Why not now?
Man, I run so bad. When will it stop?
Oh, sorry.
Fold. Fold.
On.
All in. Raising all in.
Got 12 big blinds. Ben's going to jam into Joseph, who has the same hand, not quite enough to call with. You almost just got your wish. The table shook, and Ben had to go like that with his chips and protect them.
I want to see it.
Ben, that is not structurally sound. Come on, man. I feel like it's fair if you stack them like that and they get knocked over by, you know, earthquake or something. Whoever catches them gets them.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the rule.
If you can catch them before they hit the floor, I think that's free game.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or we could just be like hungry hippos, you know?
Oh, that'd be cool too.
The table.
I'm down.
Fold. Fold.
On.
Raising all in.
Going the king jack. Two relatively short stacks in the big blind. You have to fold.
You're making my stack look less imposing.
Fold.
Are you familiar with Mike Birbiglia, the comedian?
It's very funny. My wife and I took a trip to New York just about a year ago, and we saw Mike
love him.
Birbiglia live He did like, it was almost not even a comedy show. It was sort of like it was hilarious, obviously, but it was really cool. It was like kind of performance art. He had like this whole stage set up where he was doing cool stuff. He's the best, man.
He's awesome.
I'm a sucker for some, even though I can be inappropriate, for some very clean comedy
Oh,
sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's all about dad jokes.
Yeah.
The reason it popped in my head, he had a bit about Hungry Hungry Hippos that just started with about the fact that like hippos are super dangerous to humans. And
Right.
he's like, they eat people. He's like, I thought they were herbivores. It like takes a second to click, and then you're like, oh my god, this is the best joke
This
ever.
is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm a sucker for really clever, clean humor,
Yeah.
you know? So Matt, accumulating chips here, he's going to go ahead and raise it up.
At the worst spot on the table.
Yeah, I love this aggression. He's saying, look, if you want to be table captain, I'm still going to play. You know, I love this. Yeah, and Danny waking up with a couple rags in the big blind. He's going to get that through. And Matt, up above 5 million. Let's go. Not to mention it at the worst seat draw at the entire table,
Sure.
nonetheless, too. Been waking up with a pretty hand under the gun here.
Raise 325. Go. Go.
Bruce going to get rid of some offsuit Broadway cards on the button there. And we'll see if Matt wants to defend the queen 6 here. Maybe a slight bit wide,
Yeah,
but
I think if it was suited, he would. I
Sure.
think this is an awkward hand
You
to
got a
try
lot
to
of
play
fans.
against the chip leader
Send them over
out of
one
position.
at a time.
Well, they better come quick or I got a double.
Yeah, join. Me too.
yeah, Matt's just going to get out of the way.
They just love my cash game money.
No need to
Yeah,
get mixed
I
up with
gotcha.
Finn if you don't have to.
Yeah, this is enriching their cash game economy. Oops, sorry.
I think Joe just alluded to the fact that he's a bit of a cash game player, not in the tournament streets as often as cash. And I think he was joking some of this winnings may get reinvested back into the cash streets. Matt waking up with a pretty one in the small blind here. King Jack of Diamonds is going to have Bin's King 5 offsuit pretty dominated.
Calls.
Gonna just limp. Let's see what Bin opts to do.
Raise 600,000.
As expected, he's going to go upstairs.
Yeah, both options on the table right now. You can either call this, which is probably what he intended to do in limping a hand like this. You could also jam, like we've seen Matt do some crazy
Right.
things. It's just costly those times that Ben actually wakes up with something.
Yeah.
But calling is good. King Jack suited plays well post flop.
was waiting to see what he did, but that was my initial thought process too, is that you can just make so many strong hands. You can flop
Sure.
so well.
And if you think that Bin's like always up to something and you flop like a semi-bluff type of hand, you're so happy just check jamming it.
Right, right.
Check.
Both players going to flop a king, but on an ace-high board. One diamond out there for Matt.
And with second pair, wouldn't be surprised to see Bin check back.
Yeah. Not really a necessity to bluff. He has some showdown value, but what do we know?
Going really small though.
Yeah.
Tiny value bet.
310,000.
Now with second pair, better kicker, backdoor diamonds, straight draw.
Call.
Make the call. Close, but no cigar for
Yeah.
Ben. I saw that. I was like, uh-oh.
For a split second, I thought.
Yeah. Literally, if Ben takes out Matt, he just has such an easy run
It's-
at this, but
yeah.
Matt's tough. Now I would expect a check back, almost definitely.
Right.
Second pair, weak kicker. Opponent has made it clear that they have caught a piece of this as well.
Yep. And it does go check, check.
Check. Check.
And a quick check back. I was wondering if there's any way that Ben just unloads the clip right here. It would be
Right.
so hard for Matt to call, but
He has so much showdown value
Yeah.
with second pair, and he's still probably beating a lot of hands.
Matt also can limp trap in that spot. Like he limp pre and then called the raise. He can have aces and kings there.
Absolutely.
He's the nut advantage there. Although Queen Jack was the nuts and Ben could have that too, but
True.
Wow, 2 minutes left of this.
Yeah.
follow us on X at Borgata Poker.
Yes.
Three red and black.
Sure.
Guys, can we take the,
I also want to mention one more time, we talked about it very briefly at the beginning of the broadcast, but
It's off.
so the way this mirror mystery bounty works is everyone that makes it to day 2 is in the money. They then have the complete prize pool that they split right down the middle. Half goes to the bounty pool, half goes to the regular pool. And they make a prize pool structure, and then they mirror that to the bounty pool, which is why they call it the mirror mystery bounty. So
I was wondering why when
Yeah.
people were pulling, it was like $12,400.
right,
Like, that's weird.
yeah, exactly.
Makes
so
a lot more sense now.
yeah, whatever the min cash was is also the minimum bounty. Whatever the largest prize is also the largest bounty. So if you're looking at the prize pool wondering why it feels like it's a little bit small for a 900, it's because it's been split right in half, and these fellas have gotten quite a few bounties out of that pool also.
raising all in?
There you go. Ben continuing. He's just going to rip it in with the king 3 and get it through. Joseph just in a brutal spot there.
I like Brutiful.
Brutal spot. Not there, sorry. But just, I mean, over and over again, he's just going to be dealing with that. Just,
Yeah.
Jam it.
Brutiful is kind of like
Brutiful.
congratulations, like when you get second place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brutiful cash.
I'm going to start using it.
Cute. Now with another opportunity to get some chips, we can get ace king suited. It's almost at 6 million chips right now.
Fold.
Yeah, he has really chipped up since the start. Okay.
Raise 320. Fold. Fold.
Bruce waking up with a hand here.
Definitely lean towards just defending.
All right, guys, next hand. You're 1, 2, 2. Next hand, 1 or 2.
Kind of funny. If Ben Wang opened it, I would 3-bet rip this.
Right.
Because
Cool.
you just assume, you know, we saw him have the Jack 9 suited. We've seen
Yeah.
him had some
Cool.
dusty hands.
Yep.
But yeah, against Matt, like Matt's probably opening a pretty strong range of hands, especially with Ben directly to his left.
Absolutely. Queen 6-9, 2 hearts. Not much for either player there.
Check. Check.
Check, check.
Check.
Third heart rolls off on the turn.
Check.
Bruce now open-ended.
Both players content to just check it down. Matt trying to figure out, does he need to make a little value bet here? He can charge worse aces. He
Absolutely.
looks pretty sure that he has the best hand. The other thing, you could also just be thinking like, okay, if the big blind has like pocket deuces or threes,
Right.
is there a bet size where that's going to fold out?
Yeah, I actually want to ask him about this now.
Is this
If-
a bluff or value bet?
Right,
Yeah.
and if he tells me it is a value bet,
This is a bluff size.
it is a bluff
Yeah.
size, yeah.
Fold. 800.
And that might just be some insurance more than anything else.
Yeah, you're
you
shaking
know.
loose those deuces and
Right,
threes and like a
right.
random 6 maybe. But
Yeah.
Start using the blues, filter them over one player. We're not going to beat them anymore.
Like I may have the best hand, but just in case, let's go ahead and make sure.
Binweg 91 big blinds. Maddie though 40 bigs, and Joseph all the way down to 8 big blinds.
Yep,
Both Ben and Matt can just take turns absolutely crushing this table.
yep. And Ben is now in a spot where he cannot just jam with impunity, blind versus Matt, you know,
As
because
soon as Matt folds out though, it's a field day for
oh
him.
yeah, 100%. Man, that happened pretty fast too. Matt
Yeah.
really chipped up quick, and I mean, I think we've only been through maybe 2 orbits, and he's really gotten the best of it. So
Sure.
Nice
the
job,
the
Matt.
pivotal decision was when he flopped top pair, small blind versus big blind versus Ben, the Jack
Yeah.
8,
Yep.
and then didn't lay it down despite facing a raise.
That was-
a huge swing.
crucial. He then had that other blind versus blind hand where he called the bet and Ben had second pair with king, and he had a better king. That got him some
They
chips
said they
too.
filter
He's
more
gotten
down to one side.
he's gotten very lucky. So
He's winning all his chips off Ben, which is impossible.
right,
Maybe he has like kryptonite in his pocket or
very
something.
possible. Yeah, he's close enough that it would affect Ben if he did have it in his pocket. So
Bruce finds a hand with ace 9. The small blind just rips into Danny. Danny very short into the
Yeah.
king. This is close. You are the shortest stack. It's only 6 bigs, but he's going to lay it down.
yeah, he's gonna look for a better spot, and I get it.
Could also be opponent specific. I don't think that he's facing a lot of like very bad hands from a small blind jamming.
No, I don't know that. You know, these guys have been playing together on the last 3 tables
Yeah, I
for a
guess.
while now, and I think
For me, this far, I'm also right?
Yeah.
maybe Bruce is not on the
This
the
one more
loose
handle.
side, we'll
Right.
say.
Yeah.
So that's probably a value
Loose
jam.
Bruce is an awesome name if
man.
he's tight. I love that. Loose Bruce.
So bad.
I
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
hand it to you,
That's what you
Jamie. You really
So
do
that's-
come up with some solid nicknames on the fly. I'm serious.
It's because your sense of humor is dad jokes, so
Ah,
we're going to
man.
get along great.
Yeah, Loose Bruce is so good.
One of my favorite players when I used to play in New York City games was Action Carl, and I didn't know that he was the tightest guy. Like, he was called Action Carl all the time, and then he played Jacks Plus only, and I was like, wow, that's great.
Action Carl sounds awesome.
Yeah. He plays at Borgata sometimes. If he's
Alright.
randomly listening to this, that would be the weirdest shout out after like 10 years.
So with an open under the gun from Ben, I believe we just saw a suited ace get folded. Yeah, that's the power of the big stack there,
This is suited. I'm chucking in that one big blind.
100%. We're deep. We're going to see 3. We're going to battle. Matt's not giving up that easy. Queen 7-9, 2 clubs. Not a ton for either player there. Bin still with the best hand with king high.
Ace, though.
8.
Not a 9. It's 9-ish, you know? No. Vin didn't end up picking up a gut shot. Also nice on the A-side board near the under the gun raiser.
Wait, what did I say?
9.
Did I say 9? The 9 high? I meant to say king high. My bad. Bin has king high?
No, you just said Queen 7-9.
Oh, Queen.
I don't care. I'm just correcting
Queen
in case
7 ace.
people in the
I
chat
am
will be
bad
like,
at
what
this.
are these guys doing? No.
No, I'm joking.
I don't mind.
But is there 100K in there?
Oh, wow.
Sorry, chat.
I had a really funny thing happen because we commentate
he's
so many
stuck.
hours, you're gonna at some point just like misread a board or
Oh,
something.
100%.
A very crazy person sent a DM to me where he was screaming curse words about Lon and Norm because they said that 2 kings were available and one of the kings had been folded. And he was
my
like
goodness.
really losing it. And I messaged him. I'm like, I don't know if this is someone we report to the cops.
Yeah.
But I was like, this guy hates you because you said 2 kings instead of 1 king.
Some
I
people
think
just have
also-
too much time in the day. Is really
I think
what it
also
is.
some people think streams are produced when it's like not, it's live.
Right,
so like
right.
sometimes you're just gonna misread a hand or you're
Yes.
gonna like see a board and say the wrong thing. Like
I'm on.
We
Appreciate it.
Joseph
are not
finding
above a
hand.
mistake or two.
Thanks.
But yes,
Well, I am, but Jeremy's not so.
Jamie is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph with just under 7 big blind shove and queen jack offsuit. Nobody waking up just yet, but
Haven't seen those blinds.
yeah, what you got, Matt?
Okay. Yeah.
How much is that?
134.
1.34?
Ben's got a 5 draw. I did want to knock out every player today.
Right. That was my goal.
Be a good start.
Oh, boy. Here
Oh
we go.
my. And he's going for that 5 draw or some diamonds. Joseph in great
Queen
shape,
jack.
76%.
Jack 5.
And this jam is only for about 6.5 big blinds, so to a certain extent you can close the action. I get it for Bin, but
Happy with that.
he is dominated
If he
in this
gets the
sense.
5, he gets the 5. He may not be able to be stopped.
How much you?
But this is the heat check mode for Ben.
This is what it is, pretty much. Yeah.
That's right, Joe. Talk through it. Yep.
Or will we have a little heat check?
Heat check, he says.
3,
Great.
3, 5.
Safe
3,
so
3 is.
far. Got some opportunity now.
Yes, we do.
Ooh, I thought that was a
Did
5.
Queen Jack seriously just beat Ben Wang?
I don't.
Is that
Are the
possible?
graphics correct? I don't.
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
It can't
Yeah.
be. That 6 is probably a 5.
I
They
was.
just
I'm thinking so.
scratch a spot
Right.
off of it.
There were 3 diamonds out there we didn't notice. Okay, so you can draw blood from Bin. That's possible.
Appreciate it.
Dan Kelly now with the shortest stack. He's sitting on just 5 big blinds. Going to need to find a double here soon. Bin, 69 bigs. Still nice and healthy after losing a small one there to Joe. Matt still sitting comfortably in 2nd place. But the blinds are up 100, 200, 200 if we did not mention that. Starting to get a little shorter here.
I'm all in.
Oh, it's running straight into the king queen of Matt.
Cup count.
It's just about 6 big blinds.
Now, is this a spot where we're comfortable just calling and we
Yeah.
don't want to put any more chips in, we don't want to raise it? Obviously, we're not going to jam, but is there ever spots where we might click it here just to try and isolate, or is this pretty much a standard just flat call behind most of the
My
time?
preference would be just to flat.
Right.
It's big enough. 6 big blinds is big enough to deter people from messing around too much.
Sure.
I'd also be flatting if I had aces or kings.
Right.
To kind of protect this spot.
So it looks super strong. Yeah.
I don't know. I should have maybe called that. Queen 3. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, Danny is just 24% to stay in this tournament. No fault of his own, though. King 9 definitely good enough in late position.
Absolutely, for 6 bigs. Four, 10, deuce, rainbow. No help for Danny yet. Oh, 9 on the turn.
Oh, baby.
He gains some life. And the river's an 8.
Good hand.
Danny gonna get a double up.
Yeah, he's right back into 14 big blinds now.
And I don't think he's the shortest stack anymore, even after being so short. So let's go, man. Matty gonna take a small hit to the stack, but still sitting over 20 bigs, and I believe still in second place there.
Getting dicey out here.
Only out of water.
And if only you had some
68 big blinds out for Binwing. Lost a little bit.
to go with our
Matt
back
23,
four
but
all in.
3,
That's what I meant.
it's basically the same distribution as
Keep
before.
Yeah.
I'm dehydrated over here.
Yeah.
Danny, Joseph,
Can't
and
blame
Bruce
him,
all
he's
just
dehydrated.
hoping the other
Yeah,
ones
well,
fall
two,
before
by the
them.
way. 2.
And as you mentioned before, really and although Matt hasn't really been allowing it, but the main
this
person
man
that Ben
some
can
water.
put pressure on is Matt here. He does not want to lose too many chips
Right,
before
put too
some
much
of these
out,
smaller stacks
Yep.
get out of the way.
Just use the white chips, it's easier.
Yeah, that's what I started doing. I mean, it's like
They colored up those blue chips, I think, a lot of them,
Yes.
from Ben, and he lost his power.
Yeah. He just went ahead.
But yeah, oh wow, and he's ripping right into 2 decent hands. Joseph, though, 12 big blinds. I think you don't want to be calling off. Oh wow. Oh my God, this could be a double KO situation, depending on what
man.
Bruce wants to do. ICM-wise, though, this is like super awkward with ace-queen. You know that there's an all-in already, that you get to pay jump if Joseph busts, but man, ace-queen's a good hand.
This is ICM jail right here.
This is probably right on the line.
It's right on the line. This is so weird. And the problem is not, Ben's jamming wide, but when Joe basically snap calls, essentially, I mean, it just, my gosh.
You know he's got a good hand, but ace-queen is so far up there.
You obviously don't want to bust, but you also don't want to, even if you win a side pot, you don't want to triple. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. Joe's the covering stack over Bruce. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is rough. He lets it go.
Says, I want that pay jump.
Keep an ace.
Yes. I had the best hand.
What was your kicker?
Ace queen.
Ace queen.
I had the
Yeah,
best
but
hand.
it's
I
tough.
had
It's
a
tough to
feeling.
overcall twice.
I had
yeah.
a feeling I had the best hand.
Yeah.
I had ace queen. It wasn't.
I figured he's shoving with any 2, basically. So it's like,
Wasn't you? It would have been me.
yeah. There's his 8. Nice.
Ooh.
Ace 5.
Both players going to get a little bit of this flop here. Backdoor clubs for Ben, too.
Ace-queen kicking himself now.
Yep.
Would have gotten a triple up.
Here, I'll bring it further to you.
But nice double for Joe. He was getting short. He knew he needed to put those chips in the middle eventually. Wakes up with an ace in the small blind. Can't throw that away. And he's going to be rewarded.
How much is it? 2.58.
So as we look at the chip counts here, Bin Wang now moving down to 55 bigs, but still obviously the overwhelming chip leader. Joe moves up into second, surpasses Matt Isles. Danny and Bruce still sitting as the shortest stack. Bruce with just 10 big blinds. Gonna need to find a spot that he can get those chips in the middle and hopefully try and find a double here. Probably a little disappointed right now seeing that run out after he let the ace-queen hit the bin, but ICM very much a factor in that decision there. And he's alive nonetheless. He's got chips, so can't be too mad. Wow, Joe with some newly acquired chips is going to go ahead and chip it from the button.
Oh, not so big. Okay, the blinds were both under 10 bigs.
Right.
Makes a lot more sense. I was like, wow, he's
Certainly.
putting those to work. Yeah, gets the best hand to folds.
Nice job, Joe.
Me?
What'd you say, snapping them? Yeah, yeah. Oh, the chips?
Don't bend it too much. That's what it is.
The chips, you mean? Or cards? Snapping. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you can break it back. By doing that.
Been waking up with kings for the third time on this final table. Wasn't able to get too much action the first time around, but let's see if he gets any suitors here. And I believe he is going to.
After bin opens,
Yep.
I would not be letting these go with 9 bigs.
Oh, wow. Danny really playing it close to the vest. He is going to let go of the ace-8. Not going to let it go too. Bin getting it through quickly, picking up some chips. Guys, if you're liking the stream, if you're liking the graphics, the table, the cameras, everything, make sure you stop over and check out Guerrilla Gaming. They are the ones that have set up this entire stream for us, and they're doing an awesome job here at the Borgata. I mean, these shots are gorgeous. Graphics are fantastic. So please, if you have a chance, stop over, check out Guerrilla Gaming. They have some really, really cool products.
3-4, not 2-4. 3-4.
Joe putting those chips together, or to work right away. Waking up with a nice hand in the ace-jack suited. But Bin probably has a defendable one, yep, in the big blind. He's going to come along with a dominated jack. Queen 5-7, only one diamond for Joseph there. But
check.
The action checks through. Ooh, he's going to pick up a royal draw on the turn with the king of diamonds. I assume both with a big draw and range advantage. Yep, he's going to want to put in a bet here, and it's going to get the job done pretty quickly. Ben's going to let those cards hit the muck. Nice hand.
No worries. No rush.
There you go. Getting your water.
Drink the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, there's the mini waters you can drink in one gulp.
Yeah.
Not going to open the button, but not going to get really any customers there. Another chip grab. These guys are locked in. Not the most chit-chatty group in the bunch, but
Ben and Joseph are pretty nice stacks now.
Yeah.
Danny really hasn't been able to play too much. Yeah, he got that 1 3-outer, and
yeah,
that's about it. 8 big blinds.
Not going to wake up with a suited king in the cutoff here. Gonna look to get involved. Comes in for a raise to 400.
Dan's got those offsuit connectors, you know? What are you gonna do?
I thought
He's always thinking about it.
It was the 3-bet pause that I thought was going to happen, but
I honestly think he's always thinking about it.
100%. I mean, I'm not saying he necessarily did in this sense, but if he sniffs weakness, he pounces. I mean, that is his best quality.
Bruce lets that one go. I think that would have been nice to defend.
100%.
You're so short that you don't mind if you just get a decent semi-bluffing flop, just go with it. If you hit one pair, you go with it. You're under 10 bigs.
Yep.
But he may be trying to outlast Danny, who's slightly
like
shorter.
6, I think.
Which is totally understandable.
Sure.
Yeah, 2 more, yeah.
Iced coffee, cream and sugar, please.
Iced coffee, cream and sugar?
Please, thank you.
Still have a water.
Bottled water? Anything else?
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
That's it?
Can you put your cards in?
I didn't want that to pass you by while you're looking at your hand.
I was like, oh, well,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they split that stuff up.
Yeah.
1.2. 1.1.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got 200.
Button's good.
Look at what they're playing for. Everybody left locked up $12,000. These pay jumps are getting pretty real. First is 58K, but our short stacks right now are trying to survive for about a $6,000 pay jump. Pretty significant for a $900 tournament.
100%. We saw a couple hands that maybe should have been defended in the big blind and stuff like that, but it's so understandable when, you know, if you just let somebody get out of the way, you can make a $6,000 pay jump, which is not anything to shake a finger at. So
they can just go play the championship twice.
Yeah, right? There you go. One pay jump gets you 2 championship bullets. That's a no-brainer.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no,
When you
it
think of it
really
like that.
is. Joe gonna raise it up in the cutoff with some really good-looking Broadway cards. Let's see if Matt wants to defend his big blind with the 8-7 offsuit. Maybe just good enough. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and put that in. And we're gonna see 3 here.
See a flop, Matt.
King, Jack, 5, 2 spades. Joe flopping top pair. Matt a couple of backdoors, but really not a ton to work with here.
You got 200.
After a bet from Joseph. Yeah. Matt's just gonna send him away. No big deal. Guys, if you want to follow any of the coverage from the $2,700 championship event, please make it over to poker.org. They are covering all of the events for the Borgata Spring Poker Open. You can find chip counts under the events info tab. You can find seat draws if you make a day 2, and you can find live reporting and updates, multimedia, videos, pictures from some of the most talented photographers in the game. Alicia is in the building right now. Alicia Skillman taking photos. So please make it over to poker.org and check out all the coverage from the Borgata Spring Poker Open. Danny's going to ship it from the button, and he is definitely going to get a customer in Bin Wang for just 1 million chips. Matt's going to get out of the way, and I think, yeah, Bin's going to call quick. And we're going to have another race. King 3 offsuit against the Queen 9 of Bin Wang.
Queen 9, King 3.
Danny at risk here. But a king in the window for Danny. The king 7-7, 2 diamonds board, no diamonds, backdoor spades.
Jack draw.
He turns a gutter. But no luck on the river.
Good hand,
You can breathe, Danny. You can breathe. You get what you get this one.
Feeling everyone at the table rooting against you.
Right. All looking for that pay jump, but he's going to double to just over 2 million in chips. Still not sitting with a ton of big blinds nonetheless, but
No, I don't have the ice coffee.
he's
Wait,
at
ice
least
coffee
got
for
some
me.
chips to
That's
fight.
not
I
water,
believe
right?
that puts Bruce as our new
ice coffee.
short stack on the table. I think he
He's
is
got
sitting
ice
with
coffee.
about
I
1.5
saw it
million,
for me.
and he is going to want to look to get those
I don't
chips in the
blame
middle
him.
as
Thank you
soon as
very much.
possible if he wants to
Yeah, I
double.
know.
These blinds are going up, and they are
No.
moving through quickly.
I'm all in.
Danny finding another pair with 11.5 big blinds. Fours.
Ben's going to let this queen 9 go. Joe's going to let his queen 8 go too. Danny gets another one through. Nice job, sir. So let's see, now that the chip distribution has really moved around quite a bit, Ben still taking the aggressive route.
Yeah, Ben definitely had his chips in the bag last night thinking, I'm going to get to just open rip a bunch. It's going to be really fun. And there was potential for that to happen, but Maddie kind of thwarted those plans by playing back at him a couple times.
And a couple flips haven't gone Ben's way. And
Sure.
this is going to happen. But he's still sitting as the chip leader at the moment, and just like that, raising the button and taking down some chips.
Ooh, 5 big blinds for Bruce. He's got to find a hand ASAP.
Ben still sitting at chip lead. Joe, 32 big blinds, a very healthy stack after finding that double up a few orbits ago. Matt still sitting with 22 bigs. He's healthy. Danny, fresh off of a double up, 14 big blinds, still in a little bit of a danger zone, but he's probably going to want to try and wait out Bruce before he gets too aggressive. There it is. Joe's going to raise the button, and this is the one. Bruce
He's
is
going to
going
be committed.
Yeah.
It's a 5 big blind shove from Bruce.
Mullen.
He's going to be in great shape against the queen 9.
Oh, wow.
He's jack, though, for Danny. Another spot very similar to earlier. Danny's got about twice the stack of Bruce.
So awkward with Joseph opening up the button. You just don't want to call or jam, and then you just get snapped off by, you know, Joe on the button.
Yeah, it's a weird spot because it's essentially like Bruce is going to get called. It's only 3 more big blinds.
Right.
So you know that he'll be at risk. You'll make a 6K pay jump if Bruce busts. But ace jack is going to be like so far ahead.
Such
a
good
button
hand.
raise and then a 5 big blind shove.
I mean, Bruce can just have 5 so often. You're at bare minimum flipping, you
A
know,
worse
a worse ace a lot
yeah.
of the time. Yeah.
And it's different than earlier because Danny's the covering stack by quite a bit.
Right.
Over Bruce, but
it really just saved him some, most likely
Sure.
saved him
Yeah,
some
carry
chips in
all,
reality. I mean, that kind of, you know, let's
the
say.
jack's coming. I've seen this movie
Yeah,
before.
I know. I know.
They like to just punish
Ace
a good
queen's
fold.
I
falling
know.
All right, dealers, please hand your on. Blinds are up. 200, 400, 400. Next hand, 2, 4, and 4. Please switch to your black decks.
Ooh, you got a club too.
10, 7, 6, all clubs, ace of clubs for Bruce, but gut shot for Joseph. 7 pairs the board.
Oh, good hand. Yep.
King of clubs.
Good hand.
Bruce is going to win with the
Yeah,
nut
didn't-
flush.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
It didn't make a difference.
That's here, just like,
I was
get a
like, oh,
club.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Give me a
ooh.
club. Yeah.
No 8 or 9. You had 8 or 9. That could be a club.
Yeah, that couldn't be a club. That's good hand, man.
I was like, that's not a good flop for me. But it was good and not good.
It was like good and not good, yeah. Well, the clubs made it kind of good.
With club, yeah. Took 2 rounds.
Oh, that's mine, yeah.
It took 2 rounds, yeah.
I can put it over here. Yeah. Yep, no problem, man.
To the chip count, spin wing with 54 big blinds. Bruce and Danny now just about tied 13 and 12 big blind stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I called the 400, another 6, right? It's like, you would have got me out, though. If you'd called, I would have. What'd you say?
Ace jack.
Oh. That was a good fold, then.
Actually, flush on the river.
Yeah, I mean, you had the nuts on the river, right? Yeah. It's always good when you go all in and you get the nuts.
I concur, Joseph. It is always nice when you go in all in and get the nut and hit the nuts. I agree. Danny in the small blind with just over 10 bigs, but he's going to let the Jack 7 go.
30 minutes.
What'd you say they were nice?
I said I'll wait and find out.
Oh, yeah, nice. I like that. They might not show it, though. Sometimes they just, like, disappear it.
We'll never know.
Yep, we'll never know. Actually, yesterday, he didn't look at his big blind, and then the next hand, Catherine got a walk, and she looked, and it was aces. Yeah. So funny. And we talked about it. We're like, we don't want to look and see aces.
Torture yourself.
Yeah.
And then the very next hand.
Next hand.
I have kind of a funny story.
Go for it.
That was literally the next hand?
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, I was working a job not related to poker whatsoever. And I mentioned that I was going to the WSOP for the first time to somebody that I was working with. And he said, oh, well, my cousin actually is a professional poker player. And I was like, oh, no kidding. And he's like, yeah, he's a tournament player. This was my first time going out to the WSOP to actually play tournaments. I was mostly a cash player, but wanted to go out for the first time. And he's like, I can give you his number. You know, maybe he'll give you some tips or something like that. That player was Matt Isles, believe it or not.
Oh, wow,
It was
that's
really
awesome.
funny, yeah. So I actually texted him a couple times, and then when I started working in the
That's
industry,
cool.
I happened to run into him a few times, and we say hi to each other every
I
time
feel like
we
the
see each
standard
other
thing
now.
is, hey, my cousin plays, and then it's someone I've like never heard of in my
Right,
life.
right,
I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
And then I'm also wondering if that cousin's at Thanksgiving, like totally collecting unemployment, not playing poker, being like, listen, I make millions at poker.
But yeah, no, it was a funny one. So King, Jack, Deuce, Rainbow. Not a ton for either player, but Joe's still with the best hand, and he's going to bet out with the pocket threes. Been no stranger to putting the pressure on. Looking like he may have some dubious ideas here. That, by the way, may actually work against the exact holding of Joseph, but let's see if he can find.
Here he goes.
There it is.
Some decent turn cards he'll be able to barrel if Joseph had a hand that he could call it, which he doesn't. But you'd expect like a club or any of the wheel cards. But
There it is. Ben just
Gets
goes
it done.
ahead, puts in the check raise with 5 high. only backdoors and gets the pair, the best hand to fold. These are the spots, guys. These are the spots that Ben finds. So
Thank you.
Nice job, sir. Ben chipping back up back over 11 million. He's got 58 bigs. He can double anybody at the table and still be sitting at a very, very healthy stack, but alas.
We're at 150, 250 now.
Danny's still sitting with our shortest stack at 11 big blinds. Bruce, after getting the double, still close behind with 13.
Blinds at 150K, 250K. Same 250K big blind ante. Lots of dead money in there right from the start.
Ben with the 5-2 offsuit. He's been pretty aggressive, but this is pretty tough holding, especially when your opponent looks down at the ace-queen suited. But Ben gonna come in here for a pretty chunky raise. Looks like 1,025,000 if I'm seeing that correctly.
And Joseph just over 16 big blinds. Nice spot to jam these in, pick up free chips.
Yep, blind versus blind, getting in, no worries.
Come on.
There it is. Quick fold from Ben, obviously. There we go. Nice pickup, Joseph. Nothing wrong with getting a million chips with no flop, turn, or river. So that 5x open from Ben there, is that just a product of him being the biggest stack at the table, just wanting to make the most amount of pressure possible without having to jam? Or is that, call it a normal sizing that you see blind versus blind?
It was like a little over 1 million, right? I think he went for the blinds
they're at
did go up.
250K.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I thought they were still
I
at
think
200.
though, like 4-ish is pretty normal.
Yeah, no. That's smaller than I thought it was. Yeah.
I have seen people go like 2x, and I think it's better to give yourself a chance to pick up the chips pre.
Absolutely.
So like Ben tends to go on the slightly larger size blind versus blind and gets the job done. But obviously, when he runs into a huge hand, he's going to lose a little more than other people.
Yeah. So are you still thinking about hopping in the championship? Day 2. Get in there.
If Ben made quick work of all these people, I think it's more of an option, you know?
Right. It's fair enough.
But I am going to be commentating this on Monday.
Nice.
I'll be available. I doubt I'll play it, but I mean, when there's like, if there does happen to be an overlay, it gets a lot closer of a decision.
Sure. And if you happen to make that final table and can't commentate it, that's sort of it's a good problem to have.
Definitely a good problem to have, yeah. Also, just throw a microphone on. I'll commentate. I'll be like, this girl, the girl's obviously 3-betting light again. She's empty.
What an awesome play-by-play that would be at the table. Just mid-hand. Yeah. All right, so Ben's going to open it. He's literally open. Ben's going to open the here. Probably a trash hand. He's just looking right at you. Like, what is going on here?
I also like that we just assume Ben's at the final table because we know by now he's like 80% to make it.
Yeah, he'll have 3 bullets in by
dinner time tonight.
By dinner time tonight, and somehow he'll have the chip lead at the bubble, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm allowed to play. 'Cause I know the one in the summer, the one that starts on June 7th at Aria, Jeff Platt and I are not able to play because we're also covering day 3 of that one.
Bummer.
So I'm like, look, you don't have to worry about me and Jeff making the final table. We know better. But like, we are favorites to like make day 3 and not cash.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm good
Right.
for that. So they know better. They're like, no playing in the summer.
250,000 calls.
Danny all in with pocket 4s,
And
8 big blinds.
Ben just called with 4 deuce.
4s for 6-5.
Is that what they just said? 6-5?
Good luck, man.
So Ben must have raised from the cutoff, right? And then just been priced in?
Yeah, no, Ben did raise
okay.
from the cutoff, but I'm wondering if the cards are wrong because it's saying he had 5 deuce, but on the felt there, I think I do see a 6. Yeah, 6-5 suited.
6-5. Okay.
Oh, interesting. This is actually a flip. No
Oh,
kidding.
that's brutal for it to be a flip. And,
Yeah.
and we have some outs right now. If a 10 comes, 6 high is going to be ahead.
Oh, wow.
But no, I cannot believe it. Ben has been losing hands today?
Ben,
Losing flips.
I didn't know Ben was able to lose flips. That's actually interesting. We're learning today. Nah, nice hand, Danny. Nice hand. You never like to be flipping against 6-5, though. That's a tough
That
spot
is really
to be in.
rough. Especially for the 10 right now. You're
Yeah.
like, I lose to 6 high. Are you serious?
But Danny going to get it done. He's going to get the double again. This is the second double we've seen Danny get at this table here. Good on you, sir. And as we look at the chip counts here, things starting to level out a little bit. Ben Wang sitting with 36 big blinds atop the leaderboard still. But right behind.
Raise 500,000. 112.
He's not going to miss a beat here, opening up the 10-9 suited from under the gun.
240.
Danny with some newly acquired chips here. Ace-9 offsuit in the small blind, but he's going to let it go. I think we're going to see a defend from Matt, obviously, with some good-looking suited connectors. And I'll tell you what, there could be a few different flops that could be really spicy between these two hands. It's not that I'm rooting for a cooler for anybody, but...
I am, always. I'm like, just blood. Let's see something happen.
Yes. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
There's some potential there, but
Yeah.
if one of them was a diamond, we would have had a good time.
It would be a lot better of a time.
This has all been open-ended flush draw.
Flopping equity since 1982. If Ben was actually born in 1982, that'd be
That's
really
my
impressive.
birthday year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
old lady.
Stop.
Gonna get the job done. I have a
Nice.
Matty Isle funny story.
Oh, yeah?
More of a Matty Isle complaint that I still need to file with him.
Oh, fair enough.
This is so long ago. It had to be 15 years ago. Taj Mahal used to have a Midnight Madness
I
tournament.
know about this. I never got to play it, but
was
I've
like,
heard about
the
it.
chips somehow were like dirtier every time. Like just a gross place to play. But it was really cheap. It was either like 100 or 80 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were playing somewhere nice. I want to say we were playing at Borgata, and he's like, "It'll be so much fun. Let's go play Midnight Madness," and gets me all hyped for it. And I'm like, "You made it sound really fun. Let's all go play." So like 3 of us go over there to play. They just like punch off their chips and start drinking, and I'm like, I'm in this tournament. I don't know how to like punt my chips. Like, I'm a new little baby player where I'm like, I'm trying to win.
Guys.
They leave at like 2 a.m. to go to some bar, and I'm there till 6 in the morning winning like $700.
Oh,
and I was like so
man.
mad at them because I was like, you made it sound like this was the place to be. We're going to have so much fun at the Taj. And then they're like, we don't want to be here.
I trusted you.
Exactly. It probably wasn't even $700. It was probably like $300. You
That's
know, like
so funny.
yeah, I don't think I ever yelled at him for that, but maybe if he wins this, I'll go out there and interview and be like, so, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Listen here, Matt. You think I forget, but I didn't.
You owe me an apology.
Yeah.
And I won't give him the trophy until he gives me an apology.
On camera. This is a bit of a tricky spot here. Bruce is going to send it in for under 10 big blinds. Pretty hand on the button for Danny, but The solver ace-5 suited really kind of shrivels up facing a jam with two players left at.
It's a lot about
yeah.
where his stack position is right now.
Right.
Like, he's in a good spot to just make a couple pay jumps right now if he doesn't do anything too risky. And you're facing a jam from one of the tighter players at the table, so you don't feel great about ace-5 suited.
Right. And not to mention it, this might be an odd way to say it, but it's not really your responsibility to be
like,
doing that,
come
right?
On,
like,
Ben, pull the trigger here.
And that's the funny thing. Like, if Ben is in that spot, it kind of, you know, he's a lot more incentivized, obviously. But yeah, you're a middling stack. No need to put yourself in danger with a hand like ace-5. Bruce with those newly acquired chips now just over 10 big blinds. Potentially.
This qualifies, but he
lets it go.
Playing
on the tighter side, but that's okay.
I'm jamming those, and you'd have to pry those from my cold dead hand.
Same here, but I get it, man. These pay jumps are not small. Although Jack-10 suited is my favorite hand, Queen-Jack suited is...
It's like Jack-10 suited, when I miss the flop, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, how do you miss? You have every single part of this.
Those suited connected Broadway hands are probably my favorite to 3-bet squeeze out of the blinds in cash games. You just flop so good so often if you're behind and you get the betting range or, you know, lead too, so...
I gotta say, for my fellow friends who are born in the 1982 range, starting to have that back issue playing poker. Like, older people complained about it all the time, and I was like, just go for a jog, stay in shape, you'll be fine. No, it's false, man. You are not fine. Like, I sit for like 10 hours, I'm like, oh no. You like crack.
Listen, I don't know who said it, but I remember seeing a Twitter post about somebody saying that they would do push-ups on break. And I was like, man, that's so lame. Now I stretch almost every single break because I'm just sitting for such long periods of time.
I wish people didn't look at you so funny if you needed to do a little bit of yoga here and there in the hallways. Like, people look at you like, oh, like you're such a tryhard. It's like, no, I'm trying like not to be hurt.
That's actually
Kings, you gotta walk.
Well, that was a really funny spot. Joe folded in the small blind, and Bruce said, I didn't even look, and moved him forward. So he doesn't even know that he had kings.
That's very good for your mental health not to look.
Yeah.
Although if he watches the stream later, he's going to be like, are you serious?
Four folds, 5 folds.
Well, tomorrow night's the high roll.
Raise 500,000. Two folds.
I have Joseph raising the button. Queen 7 suited. He's going to get through.
I got quite a rail.
Guys, we've mentioned it a few times here, but the Borgata Spring Poker Open Championship event is happening right now. $2,700 no limit hold'em event, $2 million guaranteed. They're running flights as we speak, and you can buy into day 2 if you cannot make one of the day 1 flights. Still plenty of time to hop in the action, and you can register for the event online at BetMGM Poker. Don't miss it.
More.
So you're going to hold down the fort if I final table this thing?
Oh, I got you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. You're saying you're not going to commentate from the table? I thought that was the deal.
I would have a great time doing that. It would be really funny if I'm playing for like a few $100K and just having a joke of it the whole time. I'm not rich enough to do that.
Yeah. So here we see Bruce moving all in with the King 10 offsuit, and Matt is going to find a call in the big blind with the Jack 9 suited. He's got 2 live cards. This is
King 10.
It's about 10
It's
or 11 big blinds. It's pretty light, only considering the ICM spot.
Oh, he's got 9s.
Okay.
Oh, he's got 9s.
I didn't want to judge too hard, but I was like, man, that's pretty punty.
I also thought that it was a little bit loose,
yeah.
but yeah, here we are.
This makes a lot more sense.
Yes. And he
9.
flops a set on 9 ace 5.
Oh, a little bit.
Interesting.
We're gonna
Always
need
a sweat.
But no, 9s are going to win it.
Game, man. Good to meet
Bruce eliminated in 5th place, but he did get that 6K pay jump. Not too bad.
You may have just seen him hand over that bounty slip over to Matt.
Oh yeah, do they pull them on break, or what do most people do?
It's very possible. Matt may be pulling it on the upcoming break here.
Okay, Bruce cashes for $12,599.
Hey,
Bruce, get into that championship, man. 2,700.
Seriously, very nice payday for Bruce. And by the way, a super nice guy. I had a lot of conversations with him on the rail during the past day or two.
He has a nice guy face.
Yes, I can assure you. He's a
good
man.
man.
Thank you.
So the rest of the players now have locked up a little bit over $18,000, but they are going to have their eye on that $58,000 first place prize.
Me and Ben said we're going to wait till the break and we're going to sprint and see who wins the race.
Yeah, I like that. I think Ben's closer, but Matt seems pretty spry.
No, wrong guy.
Oh, is that?
He's got way longer legs than me.
What'd you say?
If you didn't catch, they were discussing how Ben and Matt are going to sprint to the bounty pools right after break.
I also like that they're like, Matt looks pretty spry, and he goes, no.
Yeah, bad read. Bad read.
We have our first limp. Did Joseph limp this under the gun?
I'm not sure.
250.
Yeah. Yeah, fairly non-standard, but this is just going to invite Ben in. Oh, wow.
Ben just does not care.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, why don't I just have aces doing something sneaky?
And the crazy thing is once, because Joe can have some traps, right? But
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's going to have some aces and kings.
Yeah, he's going to have traps, but as soon as he doesn't snap call, at least Ben, I would think, is probably sitting there like, and he is. He's going to get the fold here. As soon as he doesn't get the snap call out of Joe, he's like, okay, I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
No biggie. Oh, my gosh. Again,
I'm so scared. The first time someone does something like that, I am afraid that it's some kind of weird attempt with like aces or kings.
Right.
Just doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
Nope. Like I said, if he sniffs weakness, he pounces. It is such an important trait to have as, call it an exploitative live pro, you know.
I feel like a hockey goalie.
Matt waking up with a real one here. Ace-10 suited on the button. Ooh.
Oh, no. It's just, they're not very deep. It's a little less than 25 big ones Matt's starting with. And he's raising the button, and I mean, this is a configuration you're going to see all the time. Button raise, small blind 3-bet, especially from a really active player like Ben. I mean, personally, wow, he goes all in. I was going to say, if Ben 3-bets, I would jam ace-10 suited in this configuration.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do here.
I genuinely thought that Ben was going to do a non-all-in sizing, but my goodness, he, yeah, wow,
just
this
rips
is...
it, and, you know, it's about 25 big ones effective. Matt is obviously, he looked at the other short stacks to see exactly how short are they. what's my chip position right now? Do I just call this off? He does.
Here we go.
It's just really bad luck to be up against a better hand
here.
here.
It really is. But there is potential opportunities. In all, though, a slightly grim spot for the ace-10.
Oh, baby. 10. 10 of spades on this flop. 1 diamond as well. Bin is prepaying.
Good turn.
It's going to have to be a jack. Bin's going to scoop this one.
And just like that, we have a new chip leader, folks. Life comes at you fast at the Borgata.
Yeah,
My goodness.
Maddie too rich for ICM Isles.
Yeah, let's go, bud. All of that aggressive play is paying off.
All right, what about Maddie ICM list?
You're getting closer. It's not your best work, but it's getting close. And here we look at the new chip counts as our dealer is getting those chips counted. Matt Isles sitting in first place with 51 big blinds, just over 12 million. Joe still sitting in second. Now Bin drops down to third place for the first time below first place that he's been in this tournament so far. Danny's still our short stack at 14 bigs, but this is going to be quite the change in dynamic. And
it was almost 68 big blinds for Bin against 2 short stacks.
I mean, it was
what
like a
what was that
foregone
going to be
conclusion.
like?
Right. I mean, my goodness.
Crazy.
But Matt now sitting with an overwhelming chip lead here.
And Matt can start open jamming if he wants. The way that it is, 18 big blinds, you can definitely rip a hand like
Absolutely.
this. He is going to go the more conservative route and just min raise.
Yep.
Queen 4 suited, good enough to defend.
I think you need to see a flop here.
Oh, he's going to save that big blind.
Okay.
Man, if people are making tight folds like that, there's no need to just open jam.
Yeah, I think
min
you're
raise
right.
gets it done.
When you're on big stack, is it pretty much you're looking for that max pressure, or is there ever, call it 3x or 4x sizings that you're opening to just to put pressure on but not have that all-in sizing, you know?
You can. I think it's opponent specific. Like,
okay, fair
enough. Like if they're going to fold a suited queen in the big blind to a min raise, why put more on it? Like the smaller you raise, the more often you can. So you can just be min raising and getting through.
Yeah.
I've also thought about this a decent amount where like I might min raise when I'm facing those 2 guys in the blinds. I might 2.5 to 3x it facing Bin in the big blind just because he has like he's very good, has a lot of experience, maybe has a skill edge. You could do that. It doesn't tell anything about the strength of your hand.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So Bin waking up with a real one here, and Matt waking up with a not so real one. But let's see if he wants to defend. Obviously the big stack, but he doesn't need to give away any chips.
He did give the look like, did you not notice I have more chips now? Like, I am the big stack.
Yeah, you know you don't have all those stacks of whites anymore, right? Like.
After interviewing Ben last year, and he was talking about going home to, I said, what are you going to do to celebrate? You won $1 million.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm simple. I'm going home to my dog. And I was like, that's awesome. But do you think his dog, like, knows he's rich now?
I'm not sure. It's a good question, actually. I mean, I can tell you with certainty my dog doesn't know that I am
that
poor.
You're very, very wealthy?
Yeah. I said that I'm poor because I spend all my money on her.
That's
so,
the thing. Like,
yeah,
there's no quality of life change
rich,
for my
I'm
dog
not,
when
yeah.
I, like, win or lose because he's still, like, he'll eat well no matter what. Like, I'm the one who's like, okay, well, it's peanut butter sandwiches.
100%. If things went wrong and I went bankrupt or something like that, my dog would be eating before me, so.
Yeah, like quality of life wise, is that dog like, I just feel like
I feel like
he's giving me better treats. I don't
Yeah.
know, but these are very like nutritional.
He switched the food and it kind of tastes better now. I don't know. This is shout out to Ben's dog, whatever the name may be.
Yeah.
But okay.
So Matt is gonna shove. Jack 8 suited. Ben's not waking up anything.
Nice find, Matt. I gotta say, one of the things that I admire most about Ben too is I think he could pretty much exclusively be playing 10Ks plus now if he wanted to. But I mean, we're talking he's final table of a 900. I already saw him in a 450 earlier this week, or a 460 or whatever it was. I mean, the guy will literally play anything. I think he just won a $400 circuit ring just like a month or two ago. I mean, he just, it's that joke that we all make, but like honestly, who loves it more? You know what I mean?
Honestly, Ben Wang, like stay out of my tournament. 400,
that too,
that's
right?
for me, man.
Come on, let us eat a little bit. We're all hungry over here.
Yeah,
Come
my
on,
dog
man.
wants to be rich too.
Yeah.
No, but for real, that's like so good for mindset and
It
everything.
really is.
Just to like be able to take every event seriously.
Yeah.
And play those events where you have the biggest edge. Like some people go, okay, I can afford playing 25Ks, I play that now. And it's like, well, if you can afford it and you're good enough to play 25Ks, your ROI in like a 5K or in a 1K are probably huge.
Huge, massive. And then I think it's worth noting too, I think he genuinely has fun in just about every tournament he plays. I think
I would also have fun if I was just mashing everyone's faces all the time too.
100%. It's got to be very enjoyable.
This is 4, so yeah, about 4 or 5.
That's good enough. Thank you.
Playing about 16 big blinds effective right now, blind versus blind. Queen high is going to just send it.
He's like, let me just check here. Yep, I have you covered by a couple bigs. All right, we are all in. And he's going to get it through pretty quickly. At this stage in the tournament, even picking up the blinds and the ante is so important. So.
Our spring championship is going on break right now. If you hear a little bit in the background, you guys can still come out there. It's 1B right now. You can register all day. You can also register before the start of day 2 tomorrow. And it's a $2 million guarantee, and I do not think we're going to hit the guarantee. It is a nail biter right now, so if you got some extra money lying around, it's a good one to play.
There is certainly some value to be had, and
yeah, that's fine.
I can tell you that the group we're walking out right now doesn't look small, so.
They got good numbers today, but I do think, I wouldn't be saying it. As a poker player, I do not like when they're like, oh, there's going to be an overlay, and then there's not. I don't think that's the case here. There's some genuine, like, hey, guys, if you want to play this tournament, you should come here.
Right. And kudos to the Borgata. They put an aggressive guarantee on.
And kudos for not trying to weasel out of it. Like, there's so many places that find any way, like, oh, we're going to add an extra flight, we're going to do whatever. They're going to just pay it. They're going to eat it. Supporting rooms like this and their guarantees is important.
I've said it multiple times throughout this series, but kudos to Kelly and the staff at the Borgata. They are doing things, even tournament over tournament, where they're trying to do the best for the players. They took feedback on, how the players would, prefer some of the structures and payouts and stuff like that to go. And just since the Winter Open, they've already made some adjustments to those structures that I think people are making, or people are very happy about. So kudos where kudos is due, because they have been doing stuff for the players, and I'm always all for that.
I gotta say, they listened to me and Jeff Platt whine about the slow structure of the hybrid, and they changed that.
There you go. Perfect example. Yep.
Well, just in case.
These are for grabs too.
Great, you put yours in, I'll put mine in, and then one of us will win it.
And they clearly looked over it pretty well too, because I thought that hybrid structure was just about perfect yesterday. It wasn't super fast, it wasn't super slow. They just they went at a very good pace. So Ben's gonna find an all in from under the gun here with just ace-6 offsuit. I do not think anybody's going to have quite enough to be able to call here. Matt thought about it for a moment, but he's going to let it go. Nice hand, Ben.
Lucky.
And that is probably a non-standard jam under the gun, but Ben's saying, I don't care about ICM. Matt, too, can play at that game. I'm here to win. wonder how sweet Ben's trophy case is right now.
Probably really nice.
Yeah, because some of the WPT stuff and the Borgata trophies are pretty big, you know.
Oh, that was fun. So last year, Jeff Platt and I were set to commentate 3 WPT final tables back to back to back, and Ben Wing was at 2 of them.
I recall
like,
that.
What? These fields are so big. Some of them are like 500 to 1,000 people, and he just makes both of them.
Wasn't he chip leading both?
Yeah,
Wasn't
I
that
think, didn't he win one and get like 3rd or something?
I think
like
that's what it was, yeah. I mean,
my memory's not amazing for that because I've like
it's
called
just
a lot of these, but that was really fun. Just
yep. He is
because for most
else.
players, that's like making a WPT final table is like a once in a lifetime thing, and for him, he's like it's a twice in 2 days thing.
Yeah.
Oh, big flop for Matt.
Okay.
Trip 8s.
Ben has a less than 1% chance of winning this hand. He would have to go perfect, jack. And yeah, there we go. Easy money for Matt. Now, the one thing that Ben does not have in his trophy case yet is a WSOP bracelet. He has circuit rings, WPT win, but
Borgata glass trophies,
plenty
filling
of
up the whole thing.
Yep, plenty of Borgata glass
I think
trophies.
he's got some Hard Rock trophies. He literally has everything except the bracelet.
But I have a small piece of information that I happen to know about the upcoming summer and Ben's schedule that some may not know, and that is that Ben has began to learn mixed games.
Oh,
so
wow. It's all over for the whole poker community
not
now.
only is he going to be terrorizing the no-limit streets, but he is going to be terrorizing the mixed game streets also and looking to get that first bracelet this year on a full schedule. So, yeah, man, I do not envy those folks either. Danny going to find a jam here with the ace-queen offsuit, and he is not
very
going to get
interesting, though. Like, I can't, like, what is his limit game going to be, though?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
A lot of what works for him is his, like, crazy aggression and like putting people in, like, tough spots. But in limit, it's just like, okay, you put him in a tough spot for one more blind.
Well, it's like trying to, you know, the difference between no limit, him playing no limit and playing, you know, limit games. It's like trying to teach a tiger how to be a house cat. You know what I mean?
Which I'm interested in.
Yeah, I would. I also would love to have a tiger as a house cat, but. I also can't take that reference. I heard that is how Jungle Man's coach described teaching him mixed games, was like teaching a tiger to be a house cat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ben gonna wake up on the button with a pretty hand, but not one that we want to be jamming too often, I don't think. He is going to come in for the min raise. Joseph's got a pretty raggedy ace there in the small blind, and Danny, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think is going to be defending here. And he lets it go. Nice hand, Ben. These guys are coming up on their first scheduled break pretty soon here. I think it's going to be just a few more hands till that comes up. And I'm curious to see if Matt and Ben actually do make a sprint for the mystery bounty pool to see. We got a couple hands here.
One good one left, 7,000 or so?
I think it is, yes.
Okay. Oh, if Ben sends this one in, he's going to be in trouble. We saw the ace-6 offsuit go in for slightly fewer big ones, though. We got about 23 right now.
Like Ben is doing some accounting here. So we'll go with just a min raise.
Joseph on 16 bigs. I expect him to just rip this in.
Yep.
Oh, now with ace-10.
Interesting.
The jam coming from Joseph, though, I think I just let this go.
Yeah. I think it's one of those spots where it's like, it might be good, but I don't really care if I'm not. It's just not worth losing the chips.
Exactly, and like, you're good when you have the chip lead to make some plays that are like really aggressive, but you don't want to be calling off too late and just jeopardizing your position. Wow.
Interesting.
I guess looking at it as Bin was the opener and he's very loose, so if you are going to 3-bet jam, you're going to 3-bet jam light against someone like Bin, but you know, he ends up just 23% against Joseph with that ace-3 being folded.
And Matt Isles again saying, hey, I'm here to win this.
Too rich for ICM, bro. Oh, got a little bit of help. Joseph needs to fade an ace or a 10. And he does it.
4,015,000.
And Matt in a similar position to Bin earlier. Although he loses that, he is still going to be comfortably in the chip lead at the moment, I believe.
Kind of close, though. Now Joseph's got about 8 million too, I would think.
Yep.
Yeah, they're almost tied at first. And Danny just hanging around, watching the action. 9 big blinds. Big blinds effective, and Matt is going to send it. Ace-4, definitely plus chippy V, but I don't know if you're going to want to, if you're Bin Wang and you think you have a skill advantage, if you really want to have this be a call. I don't know. You know that Matt can be very light. But it's almost a shame to like go out like this if you lose. If you call off with Ace-4 and lose, and he's going to do it though.
Here we go.
Been well ahead, 66%.
Ace-4, King-3. Oh, sorry.
And if Bin gets the double here, he's just right back in first place.
Sure. Interesting flop. They basically trade outs. Ace-4 still ahead.
There it is.
Have been in great shape again.
Bin Wang right back in the chip lead. Matt has had quite the roller coaster day, but that is going to be the case a lot of the time. When blinds get this big, things get a little bit flippy.
4,530,000.
There we have it, Bin Wang. Bin Wang, your chip leader, as we head to break, guys. Stick around. The last 4 players left in the Borgata Spring Poker Open Mirror Mystery Bounty will be back in just about 15 minutes after break. Stay tuned.
what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later? Put a little BetMGM action on it, and now any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, you're in it every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, dribble the ball. Maybe it's not even a ball. Who needs a ball? Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hole, a lap. Right from the edge of your seat.
Tap into BetMGM Casino, and you're entering a huge library full of exclusive games. Games you won't find anywhere else. Looking for jackpots? Right this way. You'll always find someone ready to give you a hand. Or some dice. Your favorite game is waiting for you. On America's #1 online casino.
Oh, it's about to be a party in here. BetMGM's got all the sports betting in one place. And it's live, baby. Ooh, we're placing money lines in real time. We got second half spreads and third set winners as they happen. Overs hitting in extra innings. Live is where the action is at. And with BetMGM, woo, I got the best seat in the house.
It's the BetMGM offer of the week. Get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. For all the games, later this week. Set your picks and shoot your shot. And turn any game into a must-watch. Download the BetMGM app, and it's on.
Into BetMGM Casino, and you're entering a huge library full of exclusive games. Games you won't find anywhere else. Looking for jackpots? Right this way. You'll always find someone ready to give you a hand. Or some dice. Your favorite game is waiting for you. On BetMGM Casino.
And we are back at the Borgata Spring Poker Open $900 Mirror Mystery Bounty final table. Players finding their seats after a short 15-minute break. I was not able to find out whether any bounties were pulled on break or not,
okay,
but
interesting.
the remaining, call it large one that's left, I believe it's about 7,000, is still, I think, in the mix. But these guys playing for quite a bit more.
Yeah, 58,000 for first.
Not a bad payday for a mystery bounty.
In Wang with 30 big blinds back atop the leaderboard after falling quite a bit. Danny Kelly, 10 big blinds, needs to find something fast.
Now he's here.
Matt Isles was sitting above the leaderboard, at the top of the leaderboard right before break, unfortunately. Lost one to bin that he may want to get back, but here we are. He is still sitting with 18 bigs nonetheless.
I'm Jamie Kerstetter, joined with Jeremy Geist, calling a bunch of tables this week. We got more action. I think tomorrow's a day off, but then Sunday, we have a high roller cash game at night. Monday will be the final table of the championship event. $2,700 buy-in, $2 million guarantee. Right now they need 400 more players. They have 400 players regged. They need 400 more to make the guarantee. So it looks like it will overlay. So if you guys like free money, this is the place to be at Borgata.
Crazy value right now. If you are on the East Coast and you can make it here, I assure you this is a tournament you want to get in. Not to mention the championship event is just really cool. Lots of great players in there. But yeah, it's going to be live streamed on Monday on this very stage.
A little more incentive.
Yeah, you can register till 7:45 p.m. tonight. There's also day 2 registration. So if you're someone who needs to fly in to scoop up this free money, you can still play. You just got to get in there before the start of play tomorrow.
Yes. Check the structure sheet, but if I'm not mistaken, you come in with right around 20 to 25 big blinds, something in that range for day 2. So still a workable stack if you're wanting to buy in early there. Been folding a button. Don't see that very often, but 4 deuce off, just not exactly the one. Oh, and I have just been given confirmation that is actually 33 big blinds you start with on day 2.
Oh, wow, that's not bad at all.
My apologies,
honestly,
guys. This is even better than we thought.
I know. I don't want more blinds than that because then I just do stupid things. Like, I'm like, ooh, I have so many chips, I can just do these things. I'm almost better off with 33 big blinds, especially, like, primarily I'm an online player. That's about the stack I usually have.
Guys,
okay, wow, all in a call right away.
So, Joe went ahead and C-bet.
A lot here.
Or Joe went ahead and bet on the Jack 5-9 board. Danny went ahead and just moved in with second pair, and it was a fairly good read.
I mean, only 7 big blinds right now, so get a hand matchup like this where you have a flush draw and a gut shot versus second pair.
Oh.
9 on the turn.
Red queen.
8 no longer ahead.
Nice hand.
That'll do it. Danny, who's been a bit of a cockroach, he really he made those 2 pay jumps. He's been under 10 big blinds for most of this final table. Really stuck around well, but he'll be 4th place.
If I were him, I would be ecstatic about being able to ladder up into 4th place. He was short for a lot of this, and honestly, yeah, man. Still an excellent run by you, my friend.
$18,000, not so bad.
Not a bad payday for a $900 tournament. But as we look at the payouts here, every single player left out of the 3 will have $27,831 already locked up. And they are going to be fighting for that first place $58,537 top prize. Getting pretty dicey in here. These guys are all sitting at I mean, those were the 2 stacks that kind of needed to clash heads because now everybody's sitting fairly close.
Yeah, that was a nice pay jump for these 3 players, $9,000 extra dollars.
Matt Isles, who was your chip leader just a few hands ago, now sitting in 3rd place against the two fairly large stacks of Ben and Joseph. Been waking up with the ace-10 under the gun here. He's going to raise it up. Matt, in the big blind, with some Broadway cards here. He moves it in.
Going to jam.
Bin's going to snap call. Here we go.
Barefoot.
Ace-10, king-queen.
And we could get heads up in just one hand if ace-10 holds. Oh, I'm so sorry. He ace-10 covers by just a blind, it looks like.
Matt.
Am I right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's got 3. Okay. That's weird. All in the color, different sizes.
Yeah. 6, 5, 8.
Still clean for Bin.
Spade's not working for either player here. He's going to need a king, 4, or queen. Jack on the river, not going to do it.
Man, he's going to regret the ace-10 call, I think.
Yeah.
It's a close one.
But still, an excellent run by Matt. He played, honestly, he matched Bin's aggression very, very well. He played lights out, unfortunately, just...
Do I get a bounty card?
Yeah, maybe one jam through that wasn't the perfect one. But or made one jam that maybe wasn't perfect, but nonetheless, he's going to bow out in 3rd place for a very handsome payday of $27,831. Plus, I know he got a few bounties that were at least over the minimum, so he's going to wake up with some bounty money too.
So our players are heads up, $40,000 the min payout now, $58,000 for first.
That was crazy, right? It took like
like
hours to get 2 people out.
Yeah, four-handed to heads up with a very long stretch, and then bam, 2 in a row.
I'm big, right?
You got the bounty card?
I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get it.
So you need to talk to the forum, I think. Oh, the card is running.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Sorry.
Cards are in the air for heads-up play here. We're going to get right into it.
Oh, great.
Bin Wang, no stranger to these situations, and Joseph has plenty of chips to work with. Let's see what his heads-up prowess is like.
We see 2 guys go by. We need one more guy now. Just one more guy.
And it's going to get spicy right away here. Oh, man.
They're not super deep either, about like 35 big blinds or so.
And not only is this the 4th time that Bin has gotten kings on this final table, it's actually the 3rd time that he got specifically red kings on this final table, and it's just strange. And he's going to raise the button, and I think he's going to be met 14? With a 3-bet here from Joseph.
You mean 1.4, right? You didn't mean 14.
Yeah. Sorry, 1.4.
No, we got what you're saying, because when you say 14, it's like a lot of chips.
Yeah, sorry. I meant 14 chips.
1,400,000.
1,400,000. The decision here is, do you slow play this? You just trap with your kings, or do you want to put the 4-bet in?
3 million.
He goes for a 4-bet size. It's a little small. Lets his opponent get in there if he wants.
Yeah, he essentially just clicks it back. Guys, this is the first hand. We have a 4-bet on the first hand, and he's all in.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go, guys.
Oh, shit.
That sums it up pretty well. There's not a lot you can do, though. Heads up is a lot different. Like 35 big blinds is not crazy to put an ace-8 of diamonds.
Not at all. The ace-8 of diamonds heads up is a very, very good hand.
Especially look at who you're across from.
Yeah, right.
You think that guy could be up to no good?
He can 4-bet with worse aces.
Sure.
Let's go. One time for the kid.
Oh, the ace. Oh my gosh.
On the flop.
Drawn just to a king, or Joseph's going to have a massive chip lead.
Wow.
And
there it is.
Bin's going to be left with 10 or 11 big blinds.
Yeah. Joe's going to go dap up his friends on the rail, but he has a little bit of work left. But he is sitting in a really, really nice position here. Wow.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I didn't know Ben lost those.
I mean,
wasn't aware.
He doesn't usually.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking is like he's just going to the right place in the championship event. Like fate is, you know, pulling strings right now so that he gets the right seat to absolutely mash that tournament, or else it doesn't make sense.
You're absolutely right.
No, we joke around, but a lot of the luck that Ben has is like crazy aggression too. Like the reason why he's getting in spots where sometimes he sucks out is he's putting himself in spots all the time. Like he's getting chips in the middle all the time. Usually when he does, he's got a huge chip lead. He survives even if he doesn't hit.
I say that Ben is just lucky because I need to tell myself that because I know that he's actually just way better than a lot of people. But yeah. You will hear the occasional joke that he runs better than most, but he is an excellent aggressive player nonetheless. He's sitting with 11 bigs here. He's going to need to find not one, but a couple double ups if he wants to jump back in this. But my goodness, we are right into the thick of things. And Joe on the button, going to be first act here, and he's going to look down at a pair. Let's see if he goes Rip City right off the bat. It's only 11 big blinds.
I thought he was folding those. I was like,
so
what?
did I. But he just ripped it. Okay. All right. And he is. Nice pickup, sir.
He's got a Borgata jacket over his Borgata shirt.
Oh my goodness.
This is the best, man. I've not packed well for trips as well, and I've become a Borgata billboard.
Yep. I will say though, I've been through the Borgata gift shop there.
Yeah,
they
nice.
actually have some really nice
really
swag.
nice
like
stuff,
some of their jackets and stuff are really, really nice. Put those points that I'm getting playing cash to work.
Yeah. I heard you get those points faster if you play blackjack, though. Just a tip.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
My mom, I'm from New Jersey, so my mom's coming to visit on the last day, and that's what we do. We play blackjack and drink Coors Lights.
Love it.
So Ben is going to jam his Queen 3 suited and tight lay down.
All right.
Just 10 big blinds.
Yep.
Jack 6 suited hits the muck.
I get tempted every time I hear, you know, oh, it's like double tier point day or something like that. And I'm like, I just don't play slots like that, but here we go. I guess I want that diamond.
Yeah. If you're a person who travels a lot for poker and you can get free rooms and stuff, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go nuts.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, though.
Got a cool shot of the tournament clock there. Nice pan to Joe, who's sitting as our chip leader at the moment.
Jack 6 suited's going around. We had Queen 3 suited versus Jack 6 suited. Now
yeah.
All in.
The rules are reversed. Queen high jammed it in.
I think Ben might find a call here.
Talked about it earlier, but the big blind ante is still in play, so it changes your calling ranges quite a bit. There's a lot of dead money in there.
Absolutely.
All right, all dealers in seats.
Yeah.
We have a call.
He makes the call.
Queen 3. Jack 6.
Joseph ahead for the time being, but this is
Good luck, man.
equities running fairly similar. This is going to be close to a flip for the tournament. Joe in the lead right now, but Ben's got some outs. Seven, 4, king. No help for Ben on the king high flop.
There's the jack.
But the turn jack is going to bring that pair right in for him. And River's going to brick with a 10. He's going to get the double.
He's going to be up over 20 big blinds.
Still certainly going to need some help to get in the right direction, but he is getting there.
Three, 2, 5.
So about a 3-1 lead now for Joseph over Bane Wang. and limps the button with 9-4 offsuit. Joseph in the big blind, ace-8 offsuit. How is he going to play this? 22 big blinds effective. He's going to make a raise.
How much is it?
Pretty small raise though at 300K big blind. It's going to induce the call with any two, as we see Ben does have any two right now, 9-4 offsuit. Pretty nice flop for the ace-8.
Not a bad flop for Joe. He lets it go. He may have been considering some dubious intentions there, but
tough with that small free bet. I just think that contains a lot of aces and kings and very good holdings.
Agreed.
It's also tough to sell that you have an ace when you're on 20 big blinds and you just like limp call the 3-bet. Not, sorry, limp call the raise. It's just a raise, my bad. And picking up the pair. Joseph with 9-3 offsuit on the button. You really shouldn't be folding anything with the big blind ante that high, but this would be bottom of range, so he's deciding to fold some hands.
All right, dealers, just about a minute left. You start prepping those decks. We will be on the red decks. Get ready, washed up, shuffled up, ready to go.
yeah, when he was sitting in the tank there for a split second with 9-4, it's just so funny because it just always feels like he could go for it every time. It just feels possible, you know.
I mean, it's a bit intimidating also. I know that you'll know what I mean. Like when you are raising a lot, let's say you have a chip lead, you're raising a lot, and certain blinds just snap folds. Like you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like you know you can kind of steal it. Like Ben is never snap folding, so you know when you're like pulling a move on him ever that you're going to be uncomfortable while he thinks about it each time. And I think that's very intimidating.
100%.
And Joseph once again is going to make this really small raise.
Ben going to be invited in with a dominated 9. He's going to get the best of it on a 7-high board here. Lots of spades out there, though. This is going to be a tough spot to realize with just top pair. Checks back.
Time to get a little bit of value out of your hand, I think.
And protection for sure.
Just gonna get through.
Nice bet, Ben.
Ben, after losing kings to ace-8 suited, is back in this tournament. He only had 10 big blinds a few minutes ago, giving himself a fighting chance.
This could be an interesting one. Joe may decide to raise this from the button. He's got suited cards. Looks like he's going to. Gonna come in for a min raise.
And Bin has a hand. He's certainly not folding, but
Yeah,
there it
22
is.
bigs,
Yep.
just sends it in.
Yep.
Picks up those easy chips.
There you go. You know, we haven't mentioned it, but I'm sure as you're listening you can tell, but for the Spring Poker Open, they have set up the stage right in the middle of the ballroom, and it's really cool. As you're playing, you know, the championship event's happening on the outer rail basically right now, and they actually have the live stream playing on the screens in the room, which is really, really cool. Everybody kind of gets to sweat along with the with what's happening on the table right in front of them. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I like what they did with this setup for the live stream this time around.
So everybody in the room is just hoping that Bin Wang stays in this tournament for as long as possible.
They're all sweating, just him being in there as long as possible, yes.
He's going to take another one, and it's whittled down to just about 2-1 now.
Yep. In that spot where a double just sort of flips the chip stacks. And speaking of that live stream, we still have this Sunday the High Roller Big Buy-In live stream event. I believe that's going to be a 25-50 game, if I remember correctly, and maybe a 25-50-100, I'm not sure, but High Roller Big Buy-In live stream, that is still going to happen. And then, as Jamie mentioned before, the championship event will be streaming its final table on Monday. Somebody is going to win what I assume will be close to $500,000 for first place in that championship event. It's going to be quite a bit of cash. Guys, make your way down here and hop in if you have not already. As we have mentioned already too, you can certainly still make day two and buy in before the start of day two for over 33 big blinds. Really great stuff.
The raise from Joseph with ace queen of diamonds pre-flop, Bin defended 4 deuce, and has flopped a gut shot.
No spades working for either player.
Gut shots are nice to check raise.
They are.
So you don't mind. If you get played back at and you end up having to fold it, you have 4 high, who cares?
And
but you can get really good hands to fold with the check raise, which I think it should work here.
Yep, that's what I was just thinking. This is the perfect kind of spot where just ace queen high just doesn't feel good continuing. Even if they think, you know, Bin might be putting a move on, it's just
flop nothing.
Right. You don't want to put more chips in the middle. Nice find, Bin.
55 big blinds at 31 now.
Yeah.
Bin's doing some work.
Okay,
Bin
so I'll
win.
just go up and say. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. No.
Ah, there we go, the invisible trophy.
Oh, wow, look at that.
No, I love these Borgata trophies. We were just
know.
joking last stream about
I just assume
with
it's
them
been
being
there on the
clear.
table the whole time.
Yeah. Also got to shout out my man Chad, one of the best floors in the business.
Yep,
he has been here for the entire series, and I can say him coming from out of town, they are very lucky to have him. He is an excellent floor. Shout out to Chad, who just put the trophy on the table there.
I love the staff here.
Oh my gosh.
It was a good place to grow up playing poker, basically.
Yeah, yep.
And a lot of the same people are here. Like, obvious shout out to Darcy and Kelly, who do awesome. But honestly, like, just great dealers. Really nice place to play poker.
Great dealers, great floor, and when they have these larger events, I'm not sure who is kind of recruiting the dealers that come in for the events, but they find really excellent dealers to come in and cover when they have these big events that have a lot more tables running. So kudos to the staff here. They are doing just a fantastic job.
I gotta give a shout out to Will OC also. Will was like the best blogger that ever lived. He really was so good. He would write like people's stories, like never made a mistake ever, good poker player, but like he would do like backstories and all the people. And he got so good at it that he just like got elevated to other jobs.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, he only blogged for like a few years, but he was amazing.
Will, one of the main contributors to making sure that this BetMGM Poker live stream gets off the ground, and he has been fantastic to work with here as well. Shout out to Will.
And raises pre and gets a call. Continues on the Jack 5-5. And Joseph looks like he's cutting out some chips. He's got that backdoor diamond draw. He's also got King High, which heads up is not a bad hand. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's so interesting to watch deep heads-up matches because you'll see King High get called down fairly often, actually. It's interesting. That 4 diamonds coming in on the turn. Or was it the 4 diamonds?
Oh, you think it was a misfire on graphics?
I thought I saw a heart,
it.
but I wasn't sure. Regardless,
Okay.
4 diamonds comes in on the turn. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought it was
Oh, boy.
But
and
here we
Pin gets there
are.
at the 10. Probably
King
check
High.
back.
Check back.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a Jack or a 5 most often for Joseph, so I'm just going to hope to show down. He got unlucky. There it is. Nice glass Borgata, inscribed with the event title and date.
They're so cool.
They are cool.
I want one.
Do they give little ones? You know how like Wynn has the big one for championships and little ones for their smaller events? I want a little Borgata.
I do want a little Borgata, but I will say I think they give out that same trophy for all of the main events. Like,
okay, I'm gonna have to put in a request. But can you make them tinier and tinier until they're so cute? Like if you just win a little 200 turbo, it should be like so small, and then maybe like a 1K side event's a little bigger.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, if it's like a 1 day 400.
Yeah, give me a tiny one.
Yeah.
And they look like your big Borgata had a baby.
And then all the marquee events get the big ones. I like that. I like that idea a lot.
Oh man, Joseph just folds the button. Ben's got 2 queens.
He's disgusted. He's so mad.
Because Ben's like, I don't fold any buttons. What are you doing, bro?
Come on, man.
So weird. Someone's just turning on. I could just sense the queens in there.
We're back looking at the chip distribution here. Joe, sitting with 50 big blinds, been really not far behind anymore with 37 bigs. This could go, guys. Another one of those hands here where both players sort of holding some outs of the other. And we could see some very interesting flops. Then just going to limp the button. Joseph content with seeing a flop here. And that is one of those flops that I was talking about. Top 2 for Joseph, middle pair for Ben, and a gut shot. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Joseph locks this one up.
Joseph locks this one up, but it's really interesting because second pair on a when top pair pairs on the board, you know. Oh, and Ben makes it straight too. 4 diamonds out there.
Yeah, I would go heavy on this board,
Yeah.
just because when your opponent does have something, if it's a flush or a straight, they're going to pay. I don't know what I do in bin spot. I mean, your hand is obviously just a bluff catcher.
It really is.
But you also have the 7 for a boat blocker. So when he goes very large, you're thinking, what? You really have. But yeah,
Nice
he got a little too greedy.
I thought so too. That
Millie might have gotten paid.
I hate to read into live tells too much too, but he looks so confident in putting that bet out there, you know.
It's hard when you have like a somewhat tight image to pull off, to get paid in a spot like that. Because like, do you have that bluff in you?
Yep.
Like, it's hard.
I mean,
like
4 diamonds
bin probably does.
Right,
You
right.
might get like, man, that's really sus. I might call this down
Right.
with my 6, but it's hard the other way around.
You're just specifically targeting essentially really strong hands that a lot of the time, you know.
You're hoping he just has a flush, and
Right.
you're like, he'll make a crying call.
Right.
Here's 600.
How much is it?
600.
$2.2.
2 million.
And bin is going to go with his big card, small card combo, turn into a 3-bet bluff. It's going to work.
Yes, it is. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but in studying a little bit of heads-up ranges, I was surprised to see how much those sort of king rag hands actually become these like really important 3-bets and 4-bets in different interesting spots. Yeah, like king 5 suited becomes a 3-bet like a lot of the time. It's very interesting.
But it's hard, I think, for heads-up players to then play full ring because they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's so boring. Like, when
Yeah.
you're heads up, you have so many reasons to, like, 3-bet and 4-bet hands that, like, full ring, you're just folding.
Another interesting conversation I had recently, though, was, you know, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his first name, but it's Chancery Kuhn, the one who won the 25K heads up at the bracelet last year.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick combo with him where he was saying that learning heads up is almost easier because you really only have to learn 2 sets of ranges, basically. But then going back to, obviously, going back to full ring can be...
Yeah, you're going to feel bored if
Yeah,
you're not playing every single hand. Heads up is so exhausting, though. I've only played a few heads up tournaments. They had one here a long time ago, but it's a $1,600 buy-in heads up event, which most casinos won't run that because they need so many dealers.
Sure.
So they usually just run the ones that are like way bigger buy-ins with bigger rates.
This was here?
Yeah.
No
they had one
kidding.
here. Yeah, it was really cool. But I was exhausted, like so tired. I'm
Yeah.
like, why is this so tiring? I'm like, because you literally are in every single hand, and
hand.
decisions are very difficult.
Yep.
So we got a hand matchup here. Ben has made trip kings. Joseph with a pair, but it's going to be hard to fold when the second king hits.
And these are the spots where bin balances so well, because obviously he's putting in a larger size bet here with, you know, a made hand, but I really think he does this with
clubs,
Queen X of clubs, or Jack X of clubs.
Absolute dust
you know,
bunnies, too.
yeah, exactly, and like, yeah.
And Deuce of Diamonds is not going to help Joseph fold his 7.
No, it is not. It's actually kind of the card that's going to keep him in trouble.
Go for like 2.5 million.
Yeah, what sizing do we go with here has been, it's a fairly bricky river. You want to be called by your 10s and 7s.
I think you get called quite a bit when it checks through the flop, and then you bet on this wet turn card.
Okay.
But he's going kind of small.
Let's think about, oh, no, he's not.
Never mind. So that's a 2.5. What do you go, like 2.7-ish, something like that?
Yeah, something along
That was
those
cute
lines.
when I thought he was going small.
I
He's
also
like,
thought
you
that's
idiot.
what it was.
We are not going small here. But yeah, putting Joseph in a really
Really tough spot. He goes almost pot.
He's got the 7 of clubs in his hand. He's got a jack in his hand. So he has blockers to the stuff that he wants Ben to be bluffing with. So maybe you lean towards a fold here, but it's not an easy decision.
No. And while for a moment we thought he was going to go small, I almost said, oh, and he gets a call.
Nice. Nice hand, Ben.
Ben just clawing his way back into the chip lead.
He's very hard to kill.
Very hard to kill. Yeah, and while a moment we thought he was going to go for a smaller sizing, I thought he was going to go with something kind of like a catch-all half-pot type deal. And there he is. This is how Ben wins. He gets paid off in those spots because he's so capable.
53 big blinds and 33 big blinds now. Joseph with the uphill battle against a very capable opponent. I don't fault that call, though. I think it's really hard to fold that versus Ben.
Not at all.
Especially when the turn card just brings so many draws.
King 6 deuce flop, not a ton other than a gutter for Joseph. He's going to bet it, it looks like. He goes about 40% pot, I believe. He gets the fold pretty quickly. Nice. Nice pickup, Joseph. This may have not been the most talkative final table, but this final table's been pretty action. There's been a lot of chips moving around. There have been a ton of double ups, people putting chips in the pot, and on top of it, it's always fun to watch Ben play. He keeps it entertaining for us for sure. Ben waking up on the button with one of my favorite hands, ace-4 suited. Going to just call. Joseph's going to check here.
If we get a low flop, this could be fun.
Could be very interesting.
Almost. I saw the 2, I'm like, come on.
I immediately was like, oh, good start. But the King 9 deuce flop, not a ton for either player, other than some backdoors. That is bet. I think Joseph's going to be pretty tied to a fold, yeah. Ben takes down another one. Shows the ace before folding. Yeah, just casually shows the ace, just trying to plant a little seed, yeah. I flat the button with some decent hands sometimes. I'm not always raising.
And twice already we've been very close to having a winner. Ben when he had the kings versus ace-8 suited. And then also Joseph when he had queen 3 suited versus jack 6 suited. Yeah. Jack on the turn. Yeah. And here we are still playing, but chip lead's been flopped back and forth a couple times. Big hand matchup right now for heads up. King 9 suited versus ace-4 suited, depending on how Ben wants to play his ace-4 suited. He just jams.
Joseph's got a lot of hand here.
33 big blinds though. think if it was king queen, you just don't even think about it, and your chips are in the middle. King 9 suited, I don't feel that great about.
I don't either. Feels like you could find a better spot, but
Maybe
again,
against Bin, you just high five for the 43%.
Yeah, right.
The guy wins everything. Like maybe maximizing variance every now and then isn't the worst. But yeah, I think king 9 suited is a little bit light.
Yeah. He lets it go. Nice fold, Joe. You were behind, sir. We look at those chip counts one more time. Bin Wang still sitting top of the leaderboard with 54 big blinds, good for 16 million in chips. Joseph sitting with 32, still plenty healthy to make some stuff happen here. Go on, Joseph. I see you. Bin's going to go ahead and limp the button with the 10-9 offsuit. Joseph says, no, no, no. I'm going upstairs with the Jack-3 off. Bin going to defend in position here. Oh. 10, 8, 10 flop once again. In smashing this one. Joseph's going to lead right out. Lead out, almost drawing dead.
I thought there was a chance he was going to do this right away, fast play it, just because Joseph hasn't shown that much aggression. So when he raises pre, you're thinking, okay, is this aces, kings? Like, this is a hand he can't fold, and I outflopped it. Amazing. But turns out he wasn't up against very much. He's going to take that one down, though. Big chip lead now over 2-1 for Bin Wang over Joseph Tatarski. Each player locked up $40,000 though already in this $900 mystery bounty, which is a big payout considering half the prize pool went to bounties already.
Yeah. And I know both of these guys collected at least a decent amount. Yeah, Bin pulled a 10K.
Did he really?
Yep, yep. I was standing right there. He smiled and acted like it was small. He was like, "Oh, I was sure I was getting the."
He's like, "Not the 40,000."
Yeah, I was sure I was pulling the highest one.
Okay, this is a dangerous one for Joseph.
There it is. Here we go, guys.
It's going to be a snap call from Bin.
Call.
Slow peel, call. And Bin right now 63% to win this championship event.
Joe's got 2 live cards, but this is for all of it, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Oh, it's a 10 though.
10 in
Joseph.
The window. It's a good turn.
Bin's prepaying.
And a 9 of clubs on the river. Joe's going to get the pure double.
Bin's going to have to go back to work.
Back to work. Nice job, Joe.
6, 7, 7.5, 7.9, 8 million, 50.
Now just about 2-1 for Joseph. And a little bit of the skill edge is taken away for sure when you're starting to get down to 24 bigs.
And if I'm not mistaken, did the blinds jump up there too? So yeah, we've gotten even a little bit shorter on top of that. So those stacks basically flip-flop, but 24 bigs still very workable, especially with it getting slightly shorter. Let's go, Joe. He's still fighting. Look at this. One hand later, Bin limps button with pocket jacks, and Joseph wakes up with a suited wheel ace covering.
$24 big blinds effective, yeah.
I knew he was coming with it.
Jamming is
Snap
quite
call.
fun.
Yep. Here we go.
Once again.
We're right back at it, folks.
Blazer.
Joseph can find that ace from space.
He
He's
is
going to
jack,
defeat
five
Ben
ace,
Wang.
Yeah. Good luck, Ben.
Joe going to need a card, but still sitting with 32% equity. He's going to win this hand about a third of the time, so. Ben with the smirk on his face seems to remember he doesn't lose these too often.
Safe so far for Ben's jacks.
Hearts now not available at all. He is going to be drawing to just an ace and only an ace. Ooh, never mind.
Or that straight.
Never mind.
5 will also get this done.
Hey. But to no avail. Ben's going to double right back up.
This is my third time owing with a better hand. Finally holds. I was like, I lose one, I lose two, I can't lose three.
This is a fun part of tournaments. I know people hate it when you're gambling for so much, but it makes you feel alive.
I know. I mean, like, if I was in Joe's seat, you know, and it would be degenning harder than I ever have, just flipping for, what is it, 20?
18K?
18K, yeah, right? Like,
yep.
It sounds pretty awesome, honestly.
It's fun. Yeah, and Ben now with a 3-1 chip lead. Oh, look, he's stacking his chips like a normal human.
Yeah.
But look at that beautiful trophy.
I love it.
Glass Borgata.
They're heavy, too.
Yeah.
It's like a real trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are not light. Boy, would that look good on my mantle. Next series, next series. Joseph is in, but Ben is not going to have a hand he can call with. And we're on to the next. As we look back at the chip counts here, Ben sitting with 47 big blinds, good for 19 million even. Joe sitting with 18. He is still a double away from being very much in this, and 18 big blinds is not a small amount.
Big blinds, king 8 offsuit, good enough for a jam if Joseph's feeling it.
He is indeed. And this time he gets a fold, but it's not as good when last time he did that he got snapped off by Jack, so it's probably not. He knows that Ben can have some traps on the button there, but he gets it through.
So what they're playing for, $40,000 locked up, $58,000 first prize. You also win a bounty off of your second place finisher.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's left, but that's kind of a nice little bonus.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and I guess you get to pull your own bounty then too. So you really get 2 bounties.
Oh, you keep yours. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How much of a sweat would it be if one of the big ones were left?
Oh my gosh.
And it would have to factor into every decision. Like you literally would have to like put that bounty dollar amount in the middle of the pot when you assess if you should call or not.
So
if you cover your opponent, it would be insane.
In covering both in live reporting for Poker.org that I also work for, and doing this commentary. I've seen multiple live streams, or excuse me, multiple mystery bounty final tables. I am yet to see one with one of the massive bounties still left in play, and I would
happen
love
at some point.
Yeah, and I would love to see how that affects the play of the
Do you
players
remember
at
that
the table.
the one that they chopped? Where I was reading the updates to that, and I was like, oh my god,
Wild.
because the chip leader is like, if you cover by even 1 or 2 big blinds, your chance of winning that is just huge. Like, you also get to put ICM pressure on everyone else. They're going to fold a lot more.
Yeah.
And he just agreed to the chop, no problem. And then a short stack pulled the 250 or whatever it was, a huge amount of money.
It was Ryan Dodd was sitting in 9th place when the ICM chop happened, and then he pulled the 250K.
That's so wild.
Yeah, really wild. Shout out to Ryan.
That would have been such a fun final table if they played it out.
Oh my gosh.
I think they played really late in the morning though.
I believe that's what it was, and there were a couple players that couldn't come back for a third day or something along those lines. So Ben again trapping on the button with the ace-king offsuit. Gonna get a queen-high board here and check back. 10 on the turn, still nothing for Joseph, but it looks like he's gonna put out a feeler bet here, see if he can get one through. Ben still with a lot of hand as far as heads up goes. He's gonna call that 600 and see a river. Board pairing 8 on the river. Let's see. Joe checks, check back. Ace high is going to win. He's going to chip away at that stack just a little bit more here. Joseph now sitting with around 14 big blinds. Been on a bit of cruise control at the moment. Joseph has a king on the button. He's going to move it in.
Big blinds. I think it would have to be something like Jack 10.
I was thinking it feels a little too thin. Yeah, yep, he's gonna let it go.
Kind of unfortunate being up against Ben Wang here, because you know he's gonna know correct ranges for calling, where I think almost everyone, and I could be wrong and not being giving people enough credit, but I think almost everyone has too tight of a calling range heads up with this dead money in the middle. It's just not a spot people find themselves in that often. And you're already adjusting so much for heads-up play, but I think that you don't adjust enough in the calling area.
Watching a lot of the high roller live streams really opened my eyes to how much wider calling ranges are, because you'll see somebody jam button and then get a call with, you know, just pretty much a raggedy queen or something like that. But I mean, those are the, you know, the spots where you're willing to flip for the equity heads up. And I mean, the jamming ranges are so much wider too. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, the interesting thing here, though, is like Ben's going to call correctly.
Yeah.
But Joseph may be jamming slightly too tight just from what he's been playing. So it's kind of interesting.
Exactly.
There's a chance Joseph finds a double up because of that, too.
Right.
$450.
Joseph calling correctly with queen high 1 street. I wonder if Ben has it in him to fire again. Picking up a chunky amount of chips. They put max pressure on the short stack of Joseph. do it. 4 high, the winner.
Yep, he goes with about 3/4 pot. Very polarizing sizing, and he's going to get that done.
$51 big blinds to 13. Been just pulling away with it.
Wow.
When you can turn 4-3 offsuit into a winner, that's going to help a lot in heads up.
Yep, yep, yep. Actually, if you can turn 4-3 suited into a winner anytime, or offsuit, that's going to be on a queen high board. We've seen Joseph move it in with a couple other raggedy kings. Let's see. Funny, the last time he sent it, and I think Ben had 9-7 offsuit that too.
And he tanked a lot last time, but I don't know if it was a real tank.
And
it's
he
just
just
too
throws
late.
it out. Yep.
Start calling with Jack high, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Ben does some stuff that's like a little for the purpose of intimidation too. Just get it in their opponent's head that you're trying to find hands to call with.
Definitely.
You're not trying to wait for king and ace high.
He's a sharp live pro. These are the things that you have to find. The nuances of live poker are so interesting in that sense.
Sorry.
Ben's gonna raise up this 7-3 offsuit.
Ooh. $1.2 million on the button.
Goes for the full 3x. How does Joseph read into this?
Oh no.
Because on his short stack, they're like, what? Would you really be 3xing with anything good? Yeah, he is going to see through it.
Nice
play.
find. Yeah. Hey, you bring up a good point. All of Ben's value hands, he's just shipping in there. So yeah, that's...
Or min raising if it's a really good hand.
Nice job, Joseph.
Wonder what the player count is up to now in the spring championship.
I am excited to go take a look, find out where we're at.
Wanted to mention again to you guys, if you're within driving distance to Borgata, 7:45 p.m. is the end of late reg for 1B, but it reopens again. You can register for day 2 if you get here before the start of day 2. You'll have 33 big blinds, and right now it's looking to be quite a large overlay. So get here if you can. And here we have Ace Deuce suited versus King 10 offsuit.
Ace 2 versus King 10.
59% to 41%. If Ben can hit it King or 10,
clubs, yeah,
it's going to be his tournament.
Here we go. By the way, one other tiny little thing. I actually just got confirmation that the 7,800 bounty is still in play.
Wow, that makes a decent difference.
that's a really solid bounty to be left in play.
It's not just an 18K pay jump. It's really 25.
King on the turn for Ben. And
no
that's
ace, that'll do it.
Good game, buddy.
Ben Wang just wins all the time. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was fun. Congrats, man.
Joseph, though, second place for $40,000.
Congrats, Joe. That was a heck of a run, man. You were up against an absolutely excellent player in Ben Wang. He hit some very, very advantageous cards in a couple of flips. Nothing.
So he almost got it done, though. Kings to ace, eight of diamonds about
that's what I'm saying.
An hour ago, but yeah, he's going to get those 2 bounties.
So they're getting the bounty situation worked out. Yeah, as I mentioned, I was just told by Kelly, the poker director here, that the 7,800 bounty is still in play. He's handed it over right now. Nothing but respect between these two players. Kudos to Joe. You made an excellent run, my friend. But Ben Wang, the one and only.
Bin Wang just ends up with the trophy photo. Yeah. You know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. It might take a while, but man, how many Borgata trophies does he have now?
I want to find out. Quite a few, yes. But that is going to conclude coverage of the Borgata Spring Poker Open $900 Mirror Mystery Bounty. Bin Wang is your champion. Congratulations. I am with Jamie Kerstetter. My name is Jeremy Geis. We are signing off. In a moment here.
One last reminder, I want to tell you guys, play the 2700. There's going to likely be quite an overlay, $2 million guarantee. They need a few hundred more players in there to make the guarantee. So 7:45 p.m. tonight. You can also reg before day 2 tomorrow. And just a reminder, these are our payouts. Bin Wang taking home the trophy and $58,000, plus a couple bounties he hasn't cashed in yet. Congratulations. I mean, any last words?
No, get in that championship event. Again, you can get in on day 2 with 33 big blinds, guys. Still plenty of time to play. Hop in the championship event, and maybe you will be on this very live stream on Monday. Thank you guys very, very much. We are signing off. Have a good night.